This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes,
I don't like that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, June 6th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I'm Sam. Let's get started. We begin by honoring the greatest generation and remembering one of the most defining moments in American history. Today marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Check out this colorful flyover as President Trump, the First Lady, and the French president and his wife were watching. It's all part of the ceremony taking place in Normandy, France today. World leaders gathered to mark this day in history when thousands of Allied forces stormed the beach to liberate Europe from Nazi Germany, and the president gave a very moving speech.
All the heroes are buried here, but we know what these men did. We knew how brave they were. They came here and saved freedom, and then they went home and showed us all what freedom is all about.
And we are saluting this 97-year-old veteran who is a paratrooper with the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. He parachuted behind enemy lines 75 years ago, and to mark the anniversary, he jumped out of a plane again yesterday.
You know,
wow.
I mean, unreal, right? And Trump is right. All the heroes are buried there. But I want to talk about the role of black soldiers in D-Day, because back then the military was segregated. So the only African-American unit on the ground that day was the 320th Barrage Balloon Battalion, and we have a picture here that's showing. Now that balloon right there is rigged with explosives, and it's set up so you can take out German planes. Whoa. And the cool thing about them and what people say is they went from fighting Germans to coming back home and fighting Jim Crow. So I want to make sure they're saluted and honored.
Thank you for that, Brandon, because you know, they sacrificed their lives for our freedoms, and then they came back home at the time to a country that did not give them the same freedoms.
Yep.
So thank you for sharing that. Very important.
Very important to salute them. I also want to bring up the women. Germans decided not to use the women in their armies, but the Allied forces did. And check out the Queen. She was actually in the army. This is an auto mechanic.
Wow.
She insists on driving to this day, especially when representatives from Saudi Arabia show up, and they are not allowed women to drive there, and she drives them around.
I'm glad you brought that up. And speaking of driving, my grandmother served. She would drive the dignitaries around. And then my grandparents also served in World War II, so I want to salute them and their sacrifice. There's my Grandpa Olson on our right, probably your left, and then my other Grandpa Shocker in the newspaper article, because he and his four brothers all went to Germany to
like Saving Private Ryan.
It is just like Saving Private Ryan. Can you imagine a mother having all five of her sons fighting, but they all made it home okay. They are okay. And you have a really touching story with your grandparents meeting in World War II.
So my great-grandfather was a prisoner of war. He was German.
Your great-grandfather?
My great-grandfather was a prisoner of war. And then my grandma, called Gisela, she met Brian, and he was working, so they're from Hanover, and, well, she was, and yeah, he kind of saved her, and they fell in love, and then she moved to England at the age of like 17 after literally, he was there for like a few months. They didn't see each other for a year, and then she managed to get to England, and they got married, and they'd literally met each other for like a few months.
Wow.
Yeah.
People of color, women, our allies all came together on that day.
Amen. And to our DBL Nation watching, we know that you guys have a brother, a sister, grandparents, parents that also served, period, or in World War II, and we salute you as well.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes. June is Pride Month in America, and all across the nation, communities are gathering for pride parades to celebrate LGBTQ people and their fight for civil rights. But now a group of men in Boston who call themselves Super Happy Fun America are planning a straight pride parade. According to them, straight people are an oppressed majority, and they want to express their pride without judgment and hate. The men have a parade route picked out in Boston, but as you can imagine, their plans have been widely mocked online, including by Captain America himself, actor Chris Evans. He is well-known. He's a well-known ally of the gay community. He tweeted, "Wow, cool initiative, fellas. Just a thought, instead of a straight parade, how about this? The desperately trying to bury our own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one taught us how to access our emotions as children parade. What do you think? Too on the nose?" Listen, I appreciate Chris Evans trying to be an ally to the LGBTQ. I think he could have done it more with facts than bashing someone or even suggesting that someone might be closeted, because I don't think it's anyone's right to out anyone. But if he would have said, listen, what rights are straight people fighting for? Are there any straight people in other countries that get stoned to death just for loving who they love? I think that would have been more powerful than an insult, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of think, and Chris Evans is known on Twitter to be really funny. I love following him. And I think he was trying to be cheeky. He is a gay brother. I think he was trying to really speak up, but it kind of came across as a missed opportunity to actually teach and explain. It's not just a party, the Gay Pride Parade. It started after a riot in Stonewall in 1969. These people are fighting for their lives. Just now, it's because it's so accepting that it looks like, oh, it's a big party. No, the awareness is vital. To see them walking, to be part of that,
especially in
vital.
Smaller towns.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, I'm really open about my sister who's LGBT, and we grew up in rural Virginia, in the country in Virginia. You can't celebrate that. She felt like she had to be in the closet when it comes to that. So she goes to Pride Miami, Pride Atlanta, or Pride Phoenix because she likes being able to be herself and be around people who think like her, look like
That's
her,
why it's
act
vital.
like her. That's why it's vital that you have these things. And I would be the first one back in the day, I would be the first one signed up for this straight man march or whatever, just to be like, hey, look, we can have our own march. But as you get awareness and you realize that your friends, your family members, these are people who, this is what they suffer. It brings awareness to yourself, and now you open yourself up and you're like, hey, have your day, have your month, have your year. It's not just about a day or a month. It's about having your life.
That's honest. Thank you for sharing that. Did you want to put a button on this,
Sorry,
Stephanie?
Steph.
I think it's amazing. I think it's such a sense of community, and it's where people can come and feel themselves and be whole. And
there's a reason for it.
Exactly. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. So I appreciate Chris Evans' point, but I think, I could have done it a little bit
Missed
better.
opportunity, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to this next story. Online love scams are real, and they're costing women thousands and thousands of dollars. But now we're learning about these scams from an interesting source. Follow me here. This man is a retired Army colonel. He looks like Jeff.
He does.
What up, Schroeder?
He says con artists stole his pictures and used them to lure women all over the world. Thousands of fake profiles with his photos were created by scammers who then used this profile to trick women into falling in love and sending money. And now he's got a warning. Here's what he told ABC's Nightline.
You end up breaking up with someone every week. And I say breaking up with them because they've committed not just emotionally, but committed financially. It really becomes overwhelming. Just be the bearer of bad news all the time for folks.
How is he the target to always be picked and pulled from?
Because think about it, great job, military. They're using every bit of heartstrings they can pull.
Yeah.
You want to be the guy that the girl's like, look, he's in the military, he's a good guy, he's upstanding, he looks like Jeff Schroeder from Daily Blast Live. But
he's a thirst trap.
yeah,
He's a thirst trap.
And I feel bad because thousands of women, he's had to say, no, I never got your money, and no, it's not me that loves you. Every day.
Really sad.
Every day. Now, you've been catfished before.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Well, this is DBL. We are raw. We are real. Yeah, my second year in the NFL, I thought I was talking to Keisha Knight Pulliam, who was Rudy from the Cosby Show. And that went on for a couple weeks. I'm like, every time I try and Skype with her, we didn't even have
Internet's
Wi-Fi
down,
back then.
right.
The internet's down. Oh, I got to shoot. I got this to do. I'm like, wait a minute. So then I contacted one of my friends who was a mutual friend with her, and it was devastating when I'm like, oh, man.
It wasn't
It's devastating, though. It
Yeah.
is. You think you're falling in love with someone, or you just gave that person money, Stephanie, and then you find out that money's gone.
Well, you invest in so much time and emotion, and we've got to remember that obviously we're very well adapted and used to Wi-Fi and the internet and Facebook and everything. Yeah. But sometimes the people that they are targeting are people that are maybe not as affluent or with the internet.
They're vulnerable.
They're very vulnerable, and they'll spend months communicating with you, writing to you, sending you sweet nothings, how wonderful you are, and you build up this relationship and you really think it's real, and then they might have a tragedy. They might need some money because someone's sick, or I want to come and visit you, but I can't afford it.
And I'll pay you back.
For my plane fare, and then it never obviously happens.
Wow. It's devastating. So it really is.
Just
but I'm glad you're calling awareness to that. That's important. Actress Ellen Pompeo is shedding light on what she calls a toxic work environment on the set of Grey's Anatomy. She has played Meredith Grey on the show since 2005. While the series is the longest-running medical drama in history, Ellen describes some major culture issues in the first 10 years of the show. It's all in an interview for Variety with fellow actress Taraji P. Henson. Watch.
fantastic to the public in a disaster behind the scenes. Very bad behavior, really toxic work environment. I had my daughter season 6, and I think that's when things really started to change for me because I had someone other than myself to think about. So I thought, oh my goodness, at 40 years old, where am I ever gonna get this kind of money?
Right.
And I need to take care of my kid, so I'm gonna stay.
This was fascinating. I researched a lot into this. What's so interesting, she said, is as soon as McDreamy left, we all know Patrick Dempsey, he was the heartthrob, they thought the show could never go on without a male lead. And she said that really led to every part of the environment that was toxic because no one ever thought she was good enough.
Right.
And it's Grey's Anatomy.
And it trickles down.
And it trickles down. So everybody questioned her, didn't bring her into meetings. Misogyny, right. So it's fascinating to see how well she's done without McDreamy.
She had to prove them wrong.
And talking about a toxic workplace, that's why I feel like everyone should play some sort of team sport to learn how to be a teammate to someone, because we're in this box here. There's what, 70 of us in here. We're all for one goal here. If it's in the NFL and we're in that locker room, we're all for the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Here, we're all for an Emmy. So it's like, learn how to treat people, learn how to be around people, and respect people. You can't be in a toxic workplace.
It's so
it makes
true.
you not want to show up to work.
It's so true.
Yeah. And good on her because you never saw it. You know, she was.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
No, uplift and empower.
Yep.
All right, well, DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, a little boy's life is saved thanks to some quick thinking by a real hero. That's in Heart Threads. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. The future is here. Amazon has unveiled its newest delivery drone, but do you trust this technology? Your comments coming up next.
Hi there, DBL Nation. Kelly Schumerth here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but I think we're going to go to the desk. Let's go see what's going on with the host. It's Thursday. We're close to Friday. That's good, right, guys?
This is someone called optimism. It's Thursday. We're close to Friday.
We're almost there.
I wanted to talk about Stephen George's Brandon is Telling the Truth, so that's big respect. Season 6, episode 3 on Catfish is the best one. It's hilarious. Someone wrote earlier that Catfish is so funny, and then it's so sad every time.
So
You're always like, look at that. Oh, no way. He thinks it's Rihanna. What does he think? Oh, God.
I
Oh,
have
he
a-
really thinks it's like.
I have a story, but like not like a catfish, but like a real life story. So,
Does it have to do with any catfish?
well,
Like actual
these
food?
are on the internet.
All right, talk to me.
Right, so long story short, I happened to see a said gentleman on the internet, and
Said gentleman.
I thought, oh, hello, Bryn Cubbin, and that was his name. And so I wrote him, and I was like, hey, and I made up the worst excuse ever because we had.
So you reached out first?
We had a few mutual friends, and I wrote him, and he's like, he was Calvin Klein model. I mean, come on,
CK1.
right? So yeah. So I wrote him and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing some modeling. Like, I saw you're a model. We have some friends. Can you give me some advice? Anyway, at that time, he was working in China and he was like killing it. He was doing really good. So we had this full-on internet romance for legit like 6 months. He was like, I'm going to move back to England. Let's do this.
For CK Eternity.
Yeah, so he moves to England. He moves his life back to England for, we've never even met in real life.
And?
We literally dated for like a month and I just didn't fancy him in real life.
Oh, was he the CK model though?
Yeah.
And he just didn't fancy
But in real life, there was no thing. And then the worst thing was, we
interesting.
broke up. He got drunk, went on a night out, had a one-night stand, and got a baby, and he's stuck now forever in England.
I feel like we needed a wah.
I feel awful about
That's
it.
hilarious.
I feel really bad about it.
And then they ate a catfish sandwich together. They all come full circle. Aren't they great?
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for 5th host. When we talk about what you're talking about, Amazon is changing the way you might receive packages, and not everyone is on board. In the next few months, some deliveries will be made by automated drones like you see here in this picture. This raises concerns about safety, privacy, and customer service. Amazon CEO says the drones will safely deliver packages under 5 pounds and can detect obstacles like wires, people, and other drones. So DBL Nation, do you trust this technology?
I didn't see a wire in that video.
I know. Looks like an open field.
All right, Caitlin from Facebook says Amazon already has issues with delivering packages to the right address. I can't imagine that automated drones would be any more accurate. That might be so, Caitlin, but people are going to pay for convenience, and this is very convenient.
It's that you're absolutely right. The economy now is I want it now, I want it now, I want it now, and
I want it now.
Kendall from YouTube says, I wouldn't trust a drone, especially one that is automated. Self-driving cars and rideshare services are next. That really concerns me even more. Kendall, yeah, I wonder if this conversation, though, will look so outdated in like 10 years. But I will have to say,
I think they've already been normalizing it. Remember like 5 years ago when they talked about developing the technology?
Right, they're getting us ready, you know.
Yep.
I worry about someone, it's going over your yard and some guy's like, what's that, and shoots it. I just worry about the FAA airspace. I don't think people want drones just flying in their airspace. I don't think
a 5-pound drone hitting your head could be detrimental.
Very.
Yeah.
It could be chick-ching.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
God.
All right.
Oh
my God.
Brandy from YouTube says, my husband works for the post office. There goes a lot of jobs. The post office is already slowly losing business. It's so true. I'm all for drones if they're, you know, helping people. So not like, oh yeah, I'm desperate to get this DVD or a new lipstick in the next 10 minutes. But, you know, if it's an organ or blood transfusion that needs to get somewhere really fast, all for it. And also I met a gentleman that has the most amazing charity where he actually uses drones to plant trees in the rainforest.
I love
this. Yeah.
Considering all the deforestation, that's incredible.
He's from Boulder. He's great. So
that is
smart
incredible.
guy.
Yeah. Jackie from Facebook says hackers can probably reroute these packages and follow them to your home. I did not even think about that. And how do you know? Some homes, you know, they have like long corridors. They have, you know, different like entrances. How is the drone supposed to know?
And also motion sensor, wouldn't it set off alarms?
And what about birds protecting their nests?
Birds?
Yeah.
I think this is a and the jobs, I think, to your comment, that's the most important.
All right, Daniel from Facebook says these drones would have to be equipped with cameras and likely record their trips. Knowing this, I don't feel comfortable having them flying around my house, secretly spying on me. Daniel, put your trousers on. No, but I get that. You're going to have to. You're going to have to record these trips, and who knows when they're flying around what they see. Does that get reported back to the FBI?
Stay out of my backyard.
What's up with that privacy issue?
That's a smart thing. Anna, really quick from Facebook says, I would be worried about my dogs attacking the drone when it lands, and then you think dogs also would run and chase. What if they got out?
Oh no, I didn't even think about that.
Maybe
I don't like this at all.
I don't think I like this.
I don't like this at all.
Are we Are we old curmudgeons?
No,
or
Like,
much.
also imagine, obviously, it's going to have some kind of propeller, and what the dog bites it, and it might hurt them out.
Okay,
it goes
Stephanie.
into the air.
Nope, not okay. All right. Well, it does say it's supposed to be aware of objects, but still.
Okay.
All right.
The technology in this thing, I think that
there's always room for malfunction.
that's
Thank you for writing in. We love hearing everything that you guys have to say. Now to the latest in the R. Kelly scandal. The embattled singer was back in court today. Let's get to Raquel Villanueva with the news at the moment.
Well, Sam, R. Kelly just pleaded not guilty to 11 new counts of sexual abuse. He appeared before a Chicago judge earlier today. Among those new charges are 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault. Court documents say the charges pertain to a victim identified as JP, who was under the age of 18 at the time. CBS News reports the woman appeared on the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. Now, each count carries a maximum of 30 years in prison. R. Kelly will be back in court at the end of the month.
So this is big news only because think of charges as sort of layers, right? A Lego set, okay? And the more you get higher, the more egregious and heinous the crime is. When you get to 4 counts of aggravated sexual assault, not just sexual assault, aggravated criminal sexual assault on a minor, remember, it's under 18, we're talking serious crimes here. And also coming from the fact that it came from the documentary, again, another documentary adding to the justice, adding to the legal law enforcement. We're seeing these documentaries come out changing things the way it's happening.
So yesterday we talked about chemically castrating these offenders. R. Kelly, bam, right there.
If he gets out.
If he gets out,
I don't think he's going to. I don't think
after
he's going to
this
see the
amount,
light of day.
I don't think
this.
he'll see the light of day.
No, I don't.
I agree.
And we'll have Raquel continue to track that story. Thank you, Raquel. Coming up on DBL, a school resource officer saves a little boy's life. You don't want to miss this story. All about heroism next in Heart Threads.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, you just saw a clip from the groundbreaking film Fast Color, starring Gugu Mbatha Raw and Sanaya Sidney. It's about 3 generations of women who reunite as a family to channel their superhuman powers. Now, Gugu and Sanaya share what it's like being 2 female leads in a sci-fi action movie in today's Chatting with the Stars. Gugu and Sanaya, thank you so much for joining us at DBL. And you two met during auditions for Fast Color and instantly bonded because of your unique names. Now, what was that conversation like, and what do your names mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I met Sanaya at the audition, you're right, and I said, oh, Sanaya, I've never heard that name before. What does it mean? And Sanaya said,
Radiant and brilliant.
Ooh.
Radiant and brilliant. I was like, wow. And my name is Guguletu, my full name, and it means our pride. And I was like, I think we're going to get along because we've both got these epic names.
Well, it looks like you wouldn't have bonded with me because I'm just Brandon. You know, I don't know what the significance is behind that.
I don't know.
I try and roll the R sometimes, but I'm done. Now, so Black Panther was one of the first major films to feature black women as superheroes. Were your characters written as black females?
No. I mean, when I read the script, it was just Ruth, Bo, and Lila. There was no sort of ethnic specificity about the characters.
Now, Gugu, what was it like playing a superhero struggling with sobriety?
This is definitely an unconventional superhero story, and for me, you know, as you said, Ruth has her addictions, and she's in recovery, and for me, that really grounded the story in a recognizable reality. It gave it something really in the real world to struggle against. This isn't like a superhero movie with capes and weapons and crazy special effects. This is about
Welcome back to DBL. Now, today's Heart Threads is all about being a hero. Watch how a school resource officer jumped in to help a young boy.
When this boy started choking, a school resource officer saved his life. Kevin Ramirez Villa Gomez started choking on a chicken nugget. His teacher got help from Deputy Tiffany Hill, who was nearby. Tiffany's police training kicked in as she gave him 3 abdominal thrusts. The chicken nugget was dislodged and Kevin was able to breathe again.
A hero is like someone saves a person. She's a hero because she saved my life.
That's my biggest thing, is just making sure they know that I am here for them. If they need anything, whether it's school related or at home, if they just need someone to talk to.
And we'll be right back.
We're up.
Okay, hi DBL Nation.
What's up, y'all?
Right, so there was a discussion we had yesterday if you would go see a movie based on the reviews, and I thought about seeing Dark Phoenix, but then I saw on Rotten Tomatoes it was about at 21%, and that completely changed my mind, and I didn't want to see it, but Leo still went. So, did you agree with the reviews? Was that did I make the best choice?
I think 21% is a little low. Have you been with the X-Men franchise since 2000?
Yes,
the first movie.
The first ones, but not these new ones.
I would go see it. I would go see it because it's a tie. It's the end of all these. Oh, you haven't. Not the new ones you said.
Not the new ones, yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'm gonna say. It's not quite a 21%. It's more of like between a 50 and 60. There's just some weak dialogue. There's scenes with 2 characters. A lot of those scenes, and it's like, we didn't even get enough time with these actors to really establish relationships. Look, back in the first trilogy, you knew that Storm and Cyclops were really close. We knew that, but we didn't know it with this new team. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get those moments with these new actors.
So let's say in Marvel movies, you can recommend basically, if you've never seen it before and you want to take your friend, a date, or like your kids, anyone, you can see any movie and pretty much be satisfied with it without knowing the backstory. This one sounds like you shouldn't see it unless you know the
Yeah,
facts.
you gotta know. And that's one problem, big overarching problem with this movie, is that you pretty much have to know the other movies, and even knowing a little bit of the comics lore helps as well.
I think that helps everyone trying to make a decision this weekend. Like if you wanted to just see like, oh, I heard like comic book movies are really popular, I'll go see this one. You'll be totally lost and confused and not like it.
Yeah, you have to see X-Men Apocalypse before this one, and then before that one you got to see Days of Future Past. Like it ties up that story. It's kind of like Infinity War, where you have to watch a couple movies to know what's going on. But even when you do watch those movies, it's not as great of a payoff.
Yeah.
This one at least. Infinity War and Endgame, great.
Well, I saw Secret Life of Pets too, and I really liked it. So if you really need something to watch, I recommend that.
Yeah, I recommend that as well because, listen, Dark Phoenix, like I said, last 20 to 30 minutes, great. Felt like X-Men movies. They really dialed it up at that point, but we had these character moments that they pulled away from so quickly. Like it would be mid-dialogue, the shot pauses on somebody's face, and then it cuts to another scene, and it's like, give me some time with Sophie Turner and Ty Sheridan, who I haven't seen in that capacity yet. Like, we only got X-Men Apocalypse before this, so it felt like there needed to be a film sandwiched between those two to give us some more relationships.
All right, we'll see you next
See
break.
you guys next break.
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, we want to give a big DBL shout out to a dad and his toddler for having a full-on conversation. You got to see this.
Did you understand it though? Yeah. No. Okay. All right. Huh? Oh no, not this one. This is the grand finale of it. Okay, yeah, that's the last one. That's what I was wondering. I don't know what they're gonna do next season because they did some stuff this time. Exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, I love this.
Exactly what I was thinking.
And with Sophie, my husband and I, we love telling stories under the stars. She has fake stars in her bedroom. You've seen them. And when we lay there, my husband will tell a story. I'll tell a story, and I'll say, Sophie's turn, Sophie's turn. And then she'll speak this long gibberish story. And we go, wow, cool. It's
That's
so cute.
But she normally speaks sentences.
Yeah, now she's 2 years old, so she can speak, but it's always
Story time
broken.
is-
But when story time, because we, I guess, speak too fast maybe, she just does a whole gibberish for about 30 seconds and laughs and shakes her head.
Stephanie, you're next.
Why me?
I don't know.
Baby fever. I think you got baby fever. I think
you're next.
This one does. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Hi, DBL Nation. Kelly Schuberth here with the DBL
2
digital
minutes.
team. It's
Eric
time
Jeff
for Between
Salmon
the
out.
Show with Shuby. Tori, I'm bringing them this story.
And Shulman.
And Shulman. Tori, I'm bringing them this story about the Ohio doctor who's now been charged with 25 counts of murder because he liked to give his patients pain medication, and it killed them.
Explain to me more. Did they get an opioid addiction or did he kill them with the pain medication?
He killed them with the pain medication.
25 patients?
Yes, 25 at least. That's what he's being charged with, at least 25 counts of murder. So this was yesterday. His name is William Hustle, H-U-S-E-L. Hustle, right? Is how you would pronounce that. Just a very disturbing thing here. His lawyer is saying that he just wanted to bring his patients comfort. He was not trying to euthanize them.
Interesting, because he did plead not guilty, I just
Yes.
read. So there is some aspect that you could make, if you're a clever enough lawyer, that you could say, this person was, I mean, I would never do this, but
No,
I'm
you
saying
could.
if you were a
You're
defense
saying
attorney,
this could be his defense.
his litigation could say, hey, he was trying very hard to make the pain go away and didn't know, but it's...
But you're a doctor. How do you not know?
That's a
Good
great
argument,
That's
though,
what
is
the
what you're
prosecutor
saying.
would say.
Yep,
no, but
good argument is
but
what
if
you're
you
saying.
can, and if you show the amount of pain they're in, you can sometimes compassionate sway a juror, 1 or 2 juries, to think, my God,
Beyond
he was
reasonable doubt.
right,
Yeah,
or he was
okay,
trying to
well,
help.
All right, well, that's what's going on, so I guess we'll see what happens with this.
Speaking of that, we'll talk later. We're going.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
We have a good show coming up.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, June 6th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Erica, Jeff, Allen. I'm Sam. You were gone yesterday at your son's graduation.
Yeah, he did it. He's a middle schooler.
Proud
That's
father.
2 in middle school, 1 on the way.
I know.
Yes.
So cool.
Appreciate
so
it.
cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are honoring Pride Month here at Daily Blast Live. And on Monday, we have a very special guest joining us, Nate Worth. He was the valedictorian of his high school in Wisconsin this year, but his graduation speech was canceled because he wrote about being a gay student at his Lutheran high school. You do not want to miss his very powerful story. This kid is creating change. That is on Monday. We do begin today, though, honoring the greatest generation and remembering one of the most defining moments in American history. Today marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Check out this colorful flyover as President Trump, the First Lady, and the French President and his wife were all watching. It's all part of the ceremony taking place in Normandy, France today. World leaders gathered to mark this day in history when thousands of Allied forces stormed the beach to liberate Europe from Nazi Germany, and the president gave a very moving speech.
All the heroes are buried here. But we know what these men did. We knew how brave they were. They came here and saved freedom. And then they went home and showed us all what freedom is all about.
And we are saluting this 97-year-old veteran who was a paratrooper with the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. He parachuted behind enemy lines 75 years ago, and to mark the anniversary, he jumped out of a plane again yesterday. Erica, just touching, absolutely touching.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, it is. I mean, anyone who is willing to sacrifice their lives for the freedom of this country that we all get to enjoy, we salute, of course. I mean, there's a reason why we do that.
And we forget about women, though. A lot of women, my grandmother served, but she was a driver because of the time they weren't allowed combat.
Served. It doesn't matter.
Served. We have a photo of her there. She was a driver for dignitaries. There's Grandma Shocker.
That's your grandmother?
That's my grandma.
Is that who's on your wrist?
That is, no, my Oma, who both grandpas fought in World War II too, but I honor all of them, but I think we often forget about the service that are, thank you. I think we forget about the service of a lot of the women too. I mean, even Queen Elizabeth, she served, right, in World War II. She was a mechanic.
And let's not forget, held down the fort at home.
Yes.
I mean, we never talk about the fact that, like, when a lot of the young male populace left, they were left with factory jobs to still run. The movie A League of Their Own was like they didn't have enough guys to field baseball teams, so they were part of the entertainment as well as like, you know, what do you call that, when the rationing, the food rationing and things like that. So
yes.
A lot of things going on. My dad was a paratrooper, so this means a lot to me.
In fact, we have some. We don't have footage of your dad, but I think it's important to acknowledge a lot of the men and women of color that served as well. We have a photo of some of them that served on D-Day at that beach, and you know, at the time it was segregated. So their mission was to attach these explosives onto these balloons that would go after the German planes to protect the soldiers on the ground. But what happens is, and Brandon brought this up so eloquently earlier, Brandon, one of our co-hosts, you know, they're fighting for our freedoms overseas, and then they came home at the time just many years later to fight Jim Crow.
Right.
So I think it's important for us to acknowledge that as well, that at that time our country did not protect their freedoms as they did some of the other soldiers. So
yeah, and I'd say if you look behind President Trump, you see all those guys wearing those military hats. You guys probably saw it walking around. But I mean, this day is so significant in our history, and people are like, oh, cool, D-Day.
No.
I mean, the photos, the video, the reenactment of this day is horrific. I mean, could you imagine these guys going onto the beach knowing their life could be over? I can't even imagine that. So if you ever see a veteran wearing one of those hats, learn a little bit about history through someone who was there. Stop them, talk to them. We kind of dismiss our older generation, thank them for their time, and, you know, let's appreciate this day.
And I saw the story about that 97-year-old vet that's still alive, Mr. Parnham, with the air balloon that we saw.
Yep.
And he was saying a lot of them, when they landed, he couldn't even swim. So he's getting off of a boat. He couldn't even swim to get there. So not only, and strategically, when you go back and watch it, the position they're in, it's in a higher, the guns they were shooting down on them. So that's the worst position to be in. So they know getting off the boat that
almost a death
70%.
sentence.
Yeah, it's almost a death. Yeah, most likely.
So think about your life, what you're going through right now, what's important, and think about what they went through.
Thank you.
It's not that important.
Yes.
Beautifully said. We salute. We know a lot of our DBL Nation, your grandparents, parents, brothers, and sisters also served during World War II. We salute them all. June is Pride Month in America, and all across the nation, communities are gathering for Pride parades to celebrate LGBTQ people and their fight for civil rights. But now a group of men in Boston who call themselves Super Happy Fun America are planning a straight pride parade. According to them, straight people are an oppressed majority, and they want to express their pride without judgment and hate. The men even have a parade route picked out in Boston, but as you can imagine, their plans have been widely mocked online, including by Captain America himself, actor Chris Evans. He is a well-known ally of the gay community. He tweeted, "Wow, cool initiative, fellas. Just a thought, instead of straight pride parade, how about this? The desperately trying to bury our own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one taught us how to access our emotions as children's parade." What do you think? Too on the nose?
I don't know how that'd look on a float. It's a little long.
Yeah, a little wordy.
It's a little wordy for a float. The word parade, what upsets you about the word parade? Put anything you want in front of it and then call it a parade. It's fun.
Yeah.
Why do you care? Why does it affect your day if someone else is having a parade to celebrate their life?
Because they feel their privilege is threatened, and I don't know why. They're not. They're straight people aren't being stoned to death in other countries. I mean, go do the parade. I'm not going to blame you for it. It's a free country. But just understand that there's people out there that could be stoned to death because of who they love.
Well, and you also have to consider that pride parades across the country are also sometimes the first point of contact for young LGBTQ+ who have never had a community to identify with, especially not openly. There's a reason why about 10 years ago, Pride Parade all around the country used to be the last weekend in June. But about 10 years ago, they started moving them around, especially for large cities, so that you could travel to other cities to support the communities there. So it wasn't about everyone doing it right. So it wasn't about everyone being in the same place at the same time. It's about the idea of keeping the community thriving and networking and going around to other places. So that's really important. But I do want to say, have your little parade, because you think that everything's all cute and dandy, like it doesn't take any work. There's such a significant history of Pride Parade. So y'all do your little parade, keep it cute so we can all know how the pros do it, because it'll be very obvious then.
Well said. Online love scams are real, and they're costing women thousands of dollars. But now we're learning about these scams from a very interesting source. Follow me here. This man who looks like Jeff as a retired Army colonel, he says con artists stole his pictures and used them to lure women all over the world. Thousands of fake profiles with his picture were created by scammers who then used the profiles to trick women into falling in love and sending money. Now he's got a warning. Here's what he told ABC's Nightline.
You end up breaking up with someone every week. And I say breaking up with them because they've committed not just emotionally, but committed financially. It really becomes overwhelming. Just be the bearer of bad news all the time for folks.
Can you imagine? Every day this guy has to let someone know, no, that's not me. It's somebody catfishing me, because so many people catfish him.
How about you delete your profile? I would say.
No, he has a life. Why would he have to delete his profile?
Well,
it's not his fault.
Because it's being used for nefarious reasons. I mean, it's not his fault, but this is just sad. But it shows you that a lot of people are desperate for love, and for as much as my favorite, money, but they take advantage of people that are desperate for companionship, and there's a lot of that throughout the world. And I'm sitting here and I'm being honest, I love the show 90 Day Fiancé, and that's people that are willing to suspend reality to try and be with somebody. So I'm complicit in this too. But I saw yesterday's episode and it was awesome.
Oh my God. But here's the thing, even if he deleted his profile, it wouldn't matter. It's about the image. Yeah. It's the idea that he apparently generates a lot of interest. So even if he deleted his profile, he would still live on. It's probably better off for him to have an actual profile so people can see the difference if they find him. But always Google image.
I know. Do you feel like there's a resemblance there? It's a little odd.
With the sunglasses. Yeah. I'm a little sad they didn't use my image.
Too many people know you, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like
Bert.
Jeff's older brother that keeps telling you to get it together. Like,
I need one of
your
those
very
guys.
serious older brother.
I need one of those.
So true. All right, DBL's Live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, actress Ellen Pompeo is being blunt about the early days of Grey's Anatomy, why the phrase toxic work environment comes to mind. Plus, we're showing you the hottest summer nail trends, including designs that actually change color with your mood. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. The future is here. Amazon has unveiled its newest delivery drone, but do you trust this technology? Your comments coming up next.
Hi DBL Nation, happy Thursday. Kelly Schuberth here with the DBL Digital team. I wanted to wish a happy birthday to Ron. He's one of our OG DBL Nation fans. So happy birthday, Ron. We're all wishing you a happy birthday. Let's go to the desk and talk with Jeff. Jeff, how was your birthday?
It was good.
It was good, right?
I did my crab legs on the balcony, exactly what I told you.
And you got your good eclair cake?
Jordan made me a chocolate eclair cake, so we had a piece of that. So
I just wanted to try.
life was good, you know. Just hung out yesterday, didn't do anything special. That's what I wanted for my birthday, so it was exactly as planned. The Cubs won. That was cool. I got to watch a little baseball. And that was it. Then in bed, you know. It was a Wednesday night after all. So.
Jeff, let me ask you, how much baseball can you watch? I know I'm a big Indians fan. I can get like 3 innings on TV.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have it on in the
Regular
background.
season
I flip around.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I have it on in the background. The basketball game was on yesterday too, so I watched that. But mostly we were just hanging out with my wife. But enough about me. It was my birthday. How was your son's graduation?
His graduation was amazing.
So as a papa, what did it feel like?
It just
Because he got up on a stage, right?
Yeah, got up on the stage. They sung a little Mraz.
Dude, that was
amazing. Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
It just, you know, it really is. It's called, I don't even know if they call it graduation anymore, they call it culmination, but it really was. I know people go, why do 5th graders need to graduate? It's because parents need a second to kind of put a period on this part of their adolescence.
Kids do too.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really kids anymore. And the thing is, I remember, because he's been at the same school, so I've seen these kids grow up as well, you know? So, people's daughters that were, to your hip or now at your shoulder, and you're just watching. It's like watching life happen in front of you. So it's beautiful.
Can you
and
imagine
weird
when we
and crazy.
go through that?
It's crazy. My nieces.
You're gonna blink, dude.
My nieces FaceTimed me yesterday for my birthday. I mean, I knew that forever.
okay.
But one of them's graduating from 5th grade going into junior high, and the other one's graduating from 8th grade going into high school. And I was like,
it's trippy, right?
What?
I know how it goes by so fast.
yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it's cliche.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Amazon is changing the way you might receive packages, and not everyone's on board. In the next few months, some deliveries will be made by automated drones. This raises concerns about safety, privacy, and customer service. Amazon CEO says the drones will safely deliver packages under 5 pounds and can detect obstacles like wires, people, and other drones. So DBL Nation, do you trust this technology?
All right. Bertha from Facebook says, when I order from Amazon, my packages are at my door within a day or 2. I don't think I need my online orders much quicker than that. Bertha, I think you speak for all of us until things start coming quicker and quicker. There was a period where you said, hey, you can just mail me my airplane tickets in the mail. I'll get them in a week. And now if you don't get them within 3 minutes, you're on the phone with customer service. So I think we'll get used to the speed, and then that'll just be normal.
Nance from Facebook says, nice, not having to drive all the way to the store for little errands would be awesome. Nance, yeah, I agree, especially for people who are in areas that don't have accessibility to all of the privileges and luxuries that big cities do. And I think a lot of times people forget that there aren't those automatic gratifications everywhere. So I think especially in certain parts of the world, and remember, Amazon is a global company, so we'll see where they start to roll this out in the next couple months.
All right, Henrietta from Facebook says, this would be cool, but how many people will lose their jobs? Not worth the extra speed. Henrietta, I think they just want to get this idea out there rather than have it being worked. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a practical thing, really. You know what I mean? How is this going to work in big cities? You know, it could only go a half hour away, so the store's got to be close to you. I just don't think this is practical. I think the idea of it is super cool. We're like, wow, we're in the future, but practicality-wise, ooh, bonus word score. Yeah. I don't think it's going to work.
Okay. Sylvia from Facebook says, this would be cool, but I don't want to have to pay more for this. I'll opt for traditional delivery if it's cheaper. I see a huge problem with this, not only with jobs. Of course, Erica's point is well taken, and I think in those situations, yes. But of course, people are going to be abusing this for a lipstick, for something else, and there's a lot of cases here. So number one, you already see birds protect their nests when crows come. I'm worried about how they're going to attack these drones. Number two, dogs. I'm worried about dogs following them into the street and getting hit. And then of course, jobs. There's a lot of people that depend on the jobs to dropping off packages. So I see a lot of things I don't like about this.
You miss the part of packages just falling out of the sky.
Oh, and that too. What if it gets hit by lightning? Lightning hits tall things. You don't think it's going to hit?
You're going for the very extremes. I'm going for the daily of thousands of packages falling out of the sky. Like, this is Frank's package. He just keeps ordering his food. You know, like, yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm nervous about it. I'm not for it.
We don't have time for another comment, but really quickly, Henrietta, I always said if I had another girl, I would name her Henry. I think that's such a great name for a girl, for a woman. Yeah,
beautiful.
I love it.
All right.
Henry with an I.
Okay, and thank you for writing in. Now to the latest in the R. Kelly scandal. The singer was back in court today. Let's get to Raquel Villanueva with the news at the moment.
That's right, Sam. R. Kelly just pleaded not guilty to 11 new counts of sexual abuse. He appeared before a Chicago judge earlier today. Among those new charges are 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault. Court documents say the charges pertain to a victim identified as JP, who was under 18 at the time. CBS News reports the woman appeared on the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. Each count carries a maximum of 30 years in prison. R. Kelly will be back in court at the end of the month.
Thank you, Raquel.
Yeah, so this young lady was, I think, 14 or 15 during the first trial. She was standing out front as an R. Kelly supporter. That's how she first made contact. She was in the documentary. A lot of people are saying some really horrific things about her, and you can believe whatever you want, but anyone who's been manipulated in this way, sexualized at 14, 15 years old, I'm not exactly surprised if it manifests in other behaviors.
Right.
So I'm not going to go after this girl. I think he's the real person that we should be looking at.
Do you think he'll ever see the light of day? Do you think all these sentences do you think he'll be locked up for the rest of his life?
I think, yeah, I do. I really do.
All right, yeah, we have a lot of people in this room nodding their head. Kelly Schuberth over there. Thank you, Raquel. Coming up on DBL, a little boy's life is saved thanks to some quick thinking by a real hero. That's in Heart Threads. But first, elevate your nail game and really make your fingers sparkle. We'll show you how real flowers can do the trick. That's coming up next.
Hey there, DBL Nation, and welcome to The Breaks, where we bring y'all trending stories instead of just little ads and commercials. Now, this is coming out of CNN.com, you guys. Many experts tried to open a safe locked for 40 years. A tourist's lucky guess cracked the code on his first try. Now, this was the Small Vermilion Heritage Museum in Alberta, Canada. And this man, his name is Stephen Mills, from Fort McMurray, Alberta. He was on a family camping trip, and they went to the museum, and they showed him around, gave him and his family a tour of the museum. They showed them into the basement and talked about the mysterious safe a little bit. And they said, you know, we couldn't crack this code for over 40 years. Like, nobody has been able to crack it. Stephen Mills cracked it on the first try, and I want to read to you what he said and how he did it exactly. He said, I looked at the dial and I saw the numbers were running from 0 to 60. So I thought in my head 20, 40, 60. I did a particular combination, which is 3 on the right, 2 on the left, and 1 on the right. Tried the handle and opened 100% first guess. Like, wow, what an accomplishment that was. Papers in the safe were dated back to like 1977, 1978. Like, there were some real antique documents in there. But DBL Nation, write us in and let us know, are there like any challenges like this in your town that are like lock safes or, you know, escape rooms maybe that nobody has actually cracked? Let us know down in the comments, and we'll see you next break. And clear.
Welcome back to DBL. Whether it's for an upcoming vacation or a special night out, if you're looking to make a statement with your nails this summer, we've got the hottest trends. In today's DBL Style 101 class, our own Stephanie Jones, Tori Shulman, and I went to Mainstream Nails to learn what's hot this summer. This is going to be so much fun.
I'm excited.
Hello, Allie.
How are you? Welcome to Mainstream.
Thank you. I'm so excited
Welcome
today.
back.
Thank you for having us.
So what are you ladies thinking of doing today?
Okay, well, I'm going on holiday.
Okay.
So I want some really pretty nails that they're a bit funky.
Well, you know me, I'm mainstream through and through, so I'm going to do girls' night. We got to give them something to hate on.
And I garden.
We can work with that. We can work with that. All right, ladies, let's go have some fun. Today, Stephanie is doing some pastels, and we are gonna add on some pigment. So it's called unicorn pigment that kind of creates a really cool, colorful effect.
I'm having mood polish, which goes on in like a turquoise, but then it turns white. I'm really excited because watch this finger. Look how blue it is, and just you wait and you will see.
And since she's going on vacation, we want to give her some starfishes, seashell charms, just to make it pop a little bit.
Thank you.
So with Tori's nails, we're gonna just extend them a little bit for her. So then we'll just attach these extensions on and then polish.
So Lena is going to chop this down to what she calls, quote, practical length, and I'm all, oh, nuts.
Okay, so with Erica, we are going to encapsulate some dried flowers. They're actually real dried flowers, and we're gonna make her look like summer.
Yay! To a successful day at the nail salon. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nailed it! Coming up on DBL, sometimes a child's hug can make all the difference. Watch how a son comforted his dad after a loss on the tennis court. And a school resource officer saves a student's life. You don't want to miss this story, all about heroism. Next in Heart Threads.
Okay, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, first and foremost. One day closer to the weekend. We're going to go back to Fifth Host, where you all write in. Love your comments, talking about Amazon and its drones. Doesn't it feel like we're in year 2050 already? I love it. I love the technology, honestly. That's just me. Georgia from Facebook says, this will definitely end in some sort of accident with one of those drones. I get it. I don't, but honestly, I think the technology they put in there, I don't think there's going to be as many accidents as we think, but all it takes is one. Marco from Facebook says, Amazon will have drones equipped with cameras flying over our neighborhoods. This will go to court as a violation of privacy. Yeah, I kind of agree because, like we said, the technology that you have to put in there, obviously you have to put in some sort of camera so it can record, you know, the package getting dropped off to the right place, that sort of thing. But what if it sees something, you know? What if it's, like you say, it's an invasion of privacy? What if you can see something in someone's house or something that's going on somewhere? So I can see why you all are writing in not liking the part of it potentially being an invasion of privacy. Nance says, nice, not having to drive all the way to the store for little errands would be awesome. I feel the same way. Bless you, Jeff. I use Grubhub, I use Postmates, I use all of that stuff. I don't want to walk to a convenience store. I don't want to walk to the bodega to go get, what's under 5 pounds? Under 5 pounds, like toothpaste, toiletries, that sort of thing. I don't want to walk to the bodega to get it. Why not just have a drone take it to me? It's 2019. Caitlin on Facebook says, Amazon can't even deliver to the right address. Ooh. Kendall Mearsman says, I wouldn't trust a drone. I don't trust those drones either, but then again, I don't trust the people who drop off packages as well. Brandy Sprong, my bad, Brandy, says, my husband works for the post office. There goes a lot of jobs. The post office is already slowly losing business. And I think it's just one of those things where times is changing. I've always said when people are upset about the McDonald's kiosks, right? You're either going to be replaced by the kiosk or you're going to be a person who knows how to program and build one of the kiosks, and that person will always have a job. But let's see how this goes. Eric S. says, less traffic, less pollution. Agreed. These are going to be controlled electric. They're going to be run on electricity, and they can't go that far. They can go only 15 miles, and they can be, I think, in the air for like 30 minutes at a time, it said. I go back and read up on it, but less pollution in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Less traffic, like he said. You no longer have those big trucks in the middle of the road waiting for a delivery to be packaged. Thank you all for watching. Keep watching. We got a great second half of the show coming up next. Welcome back to DBL. Now today's Heart Threads is all about being a hero. Watch how a school resource officer jumped in to help a young boy.
When this boy started choking, a school resource officer saved his life. Kevin Ramirez Villa Gomez started choking on a chicken nugget. His teacher got help from Deputy Tiffany Hill, who was nearby. Tiffany's police training kicked in as she gave him 3 abdominal thrusts. The chicken nugget was dislodged and Kevin was able to breathe again.
A hero is like someone saves a person. She's a hero because she saved my life.
That's my biggest thing, is just making sure they know that I am here for them. If they need anything, whether it's school related or at home, if they just need someone to talk to.
Great story. If you're leaving us right now, you can still watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live.
Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo is speaking out about the toxic environment on set of the longest-running medical drama in history. So what did she say? Then, Father's Day may be 10 days away, but it's never too early to celebrate Dad. From a viral dad bod video to a heartwarming hug on the tennis court, we've got Pops covered. And hairstylers, ear pods, and air fryers. We've got a little something for everyone in today's DBL Deal Blast. Don't miss the savings. Still ahead.
I hope you are gearing up for your weekend and having a good time. So I have something for you on Monday, actually, if you're a fan of space or just the night sky in general. June 10th, the planets are going to be so close to Earth, you can see them with binoculars. They're so close, in fact, you can see Jupiter's moons with just a pair of binoculars. So this is going to happen again on June 10th, and it's going to be really cool. I don't know if you've ever done any of these kind of stay up late at night to go see a lunar eclipse, or if you ever watched the solar eclipse. I actually was lucky enough to go to Wyoming. It happened in my hometown where it was at full totality, and I have to say it is a very cool event. So if you think the hype is just a little too much, I promise you it's well worth it if you want to give it a try. It's worth staying up a little late at night to check these out, and I think it'd be really cool to see some of Jupiter's moons. One of them includes Europa, which has been studied because it might have Earth-like qualities. So this will be a fun event to check out. Let me know what you think, DBL Nation, and I will talk to you next break. See ya.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get started. Actress Ellen Pompeo is shedding light on what she calls a toxic work environment on the set of Grey's Anatomy. She played Meredith Grey on the show since 2005. While the series is the longest running medical drama in history, Ellen describes major culture issues in the first 10 years of the show. It's all in an interview for Variety with fellow actress Taraji P. Henson. Watch.
Fantastic to the public in a disaster behind the scenes. Very bad behavior, really toxic work environment. I had my daughter season 6, and I think that's when things really started to change for me because I had someone other than myself to think about. So I thought, oh my goodness, at 40 years old, where am I ever gonna get this kind of money? Right. And I need to take care of my kid, so I'm gonna stay.
And I think a lot of people can relate to that, whether you stay in a toxic relationship or a toxic work environment because you're afraid that there are no other options.
Right. Grey's Anatomy, Al and I were just talking about, is one of those shows where it started to, what was the saying is, what happens in the dark comes to the light. The things started coming to the light because there were very public incidences of homophobic slurs, all sorts of things. But I think taking it to the average person, yeah, I think we've all been in situations where we have to consider, well, do I want to stand up and do the right thing and do what's best for me, or do I want to keep a roof over my head? Do I want to keep my child in school? And I think that that's something we all have to think about sometimes, unfortunately, until we get to a point where we are able to do what we've been doing now, Me Too, Time's Up, create a culture that's going to be more conducive to our mental well-being as well.
Depending on how toxic she's talking about, I don't know details of what she's talking about, but I don't like people complaining after the fact. She could have left. She was getting paid a lot of money to do what she did. There's people who drive buses every day, dig ditches every day, that don't like their work environment, that wish they could do something else. She was blessed with that life. She had something very special, and then to look back on it and then have the life and provide for her kids that they don't even have to worry about anything in their life, I don't know if I like that. I mean, everyone can complain about something. Life isn't perfect. It's hard. You got to work through it.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, and I'm going to talk to you on two levels here for everybody on the panel. I worked at Dairy Queen early on. Not Dairy, let me fake business. Some kind of ice cream shop. It's not Dairy Queen.
Said that.
I'm saying we all worked at the same ice cream shop, okay? And that was not as long ago as it seems. And we had issues with that ice cream shop, but we liked each other enough to stay. So I think there are things about people's job that makes them stay, even though there are elements of that said ice cream shop that make them want to go.
Some of the flavors aren't good.
Some of the flavors, but then some of the flavors melt and go away.
Well, no, that's a really great point. I mean, that's another great point. And when you're on a team, you have to either be in or you're in the way. So a lot of times there are cancers that come into organizations. There are cancers that come into corporations, and they eventually leave because you're either in or in the way. So I think that's a really excellent point.
Yes. Glad we got new flavors. I like these flavors.
People at home are like, what?
Yep.
That's all right.
All right, let's get to this next story. It is a topic of huge debate, the meaning of dreams. Some people think there's a lot behind them, while others say they're just random thoughts and images. But what about sex dreams? Well, an expert tells Cosmopolitan what she thinks they mean. If your sex dream is about an ex, that doesn't mean you should get back together. Instead, you should bring that energy into your current relationship. If you're dreaming about being with a total stranger, it means there's someone out there you're trying to get to know. What about dreaming about your boss? The expert says that could mean that there could be a power struggle. And if you are having sex dreams about your coworker or your subordinate, that means you admire their qualities.
Their qualities.
No, it doesn't have to be so literal with dreams.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so literal with dreams.
I don't know about you guys. I don't really remember my dreams.
You should write it down. Nothing at all?
2 days ago, I swear to you, I'm not making this up just for TV. I had a dream that you know, like those filters, like dog filters on whatever app it is?
Yeah.
I had a dream I tattooed a filter on my face.
That's weird.
And I felt like everyone really enjoyed it. And I was like, I'm the man. And I swear I woke up and I for a second, I go, I don't have a tattoo on my face, do I? Not drunk, not nothing. And I was like, that was the last dream I remember. So I'm better off not remembering my dreams.
Okay. Erica?
I was going through all of the ones. I've only had one of them happen, and it was 12 years ago. It was a coworker, and it was so awkward. I could not look at him in the eye. Period.
Did you admire his qualities?
No, it was a very strange. It was a strange thing because I had never looked at him that way before. Like, he was younger than me. I had never even thought of that. And then I had this dream, and it was so graphic.
Erica, just say.
Oh, that I was like,
Wow.
Erica, it was
But
graphic.
I mean, that's honest.
it took so long for me to like look him in the eye because I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Totally.
Wow.
Al, anything?
Al, she's not looking at you.
I know. I was just.
Oh no, I'm looking at both y'all directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all y'all in the eyes.
You good.
You guys ever have?
After I read, I'll be honest, after I read the 50 Shades of Grey series, I had thoughts of Christian Grey.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
but
isn't
that
that
makes
weird?
sense, though.
Not thoughts. I had sex dreams of Christian Grey.
Well, good. Get detail.
Yeah. Yeah, she's about to correct herself.
you're
Your
reading a
dream's
book.
better than the movie because
Oh, it was
I feel
before
like
the movie, girl, and I still haven't seen the movies. I only read the book.
I feel like your dream was probably better than the movie.
Oh, Kelly Schubert over there shaking her head no.
Good idea skipping out.
Don't swear. We want to do a show on Friday.
All right, the new millennial saying should be dead as a doorbell. Apparently, no one uses them anymore. This all started on Twitter when someone pointed out that millennials don't ring doorbells. They just text here. Now others are weighing in. One person tweets, the doorbell legit scares me now. It seems so aggressive when you could just text. And another user tweets, ringing a doorbell is like a voice call at this point. It's either an elderly relative or some kind of scam. DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. Are doorbells dead? Head to dblvote.com. Let us know what you think. Yeah, I don't like doorbells. They scare me.
I love doorbells.
What?
Well, for starters, I've lived in a high-rise since 1999 until last year, so I never had a doorbell. And now, anytime someone comes over, they'll just stand outside, and they're like, oh, I knocked. Why didn't you ring the doorbell? The doorbell's there. Or if you text, I don't have my phone on me.
That's a good point.
And I surely don't have a ringer on.
Oh, that's a good point.
Am I trying to get contacted?
Yeah, I had Stephanie, one of our co-hosts, come over last night, and she texted me here, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that Erica started talking first because I was going to bring you up. When I go to Erica's house, I usually text pulling up, and Erica's usually standing outside when I get there, like I'm late from prom or something. So, it's weird. The last get-together we had at your house, which I'm still wearing my key right now, I didn't ring the doorbell. I texted, I'm here, and I waited.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I
don't use doorbells. They give me anxiety. It feels like an alarm on my phone when I wake up in the morning. Do you like a doorbell?
Yeah, I'm with Eric. I live in an apartment, so when I get a house, I'm going to be like, ring here. But I'm not just going to have a doorbell. It's going to be something cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know, like a Bieber jam or something.
But don't you always feel like you're hitting somebody's door too hard when you do not? Because you don't know what it sounds like inside, and it sounds egregious
It's
sometimes. So I don't know. Yes, it's obtuse.
It is.
Shawshank word.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see what our DBL Nation has to say. No, I'm old school, 54%.
There you go.
All right.
Close, though.
We've all heard of yoga, but what about face yoga? People are doing it because they want to reduce wrinkles. Even the Kardashians are fans, so that makes it cool, right? Watch.
Running out of stories.
We're going to try a couple poses. The first one is called the Smile Smoother. Let's see how it's done.
Pull your top lip and bottom lip away from each other, hiding the teeth. Then go from the O shape to a smile shape and back again, and keep this repetition going.
Okay.
Somebody could make some weird memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what happens when animals don't have any natural predators. They live too long. Like if we had something chasing us every day, we would not have time to do this. This is ridiculous.
Hey, it could be a better alternative to Botox if you're strengthening your muscles.
Do you think anybody in that video doesn't do Botox
No, I
three
do
times
not.
a day? Okay.
Botox. I don't know about 3 times a day.
You see their face? They're all smooth.
Yeah, they are. Let's try flirty eyes. Here's how it's done.
Look up towards the ceiling and flutter the upper eyelids as much as you can.
Are we supposed to do it?
Yeah. Why did she put her mouth like that? Is she combining both exercises now? Combine both exercises. Do it.
What
Go.
if that lady was coming over for dinner?
Combine both exercises. No, both. Remember?
I'm trying. I have to do one at a time, though.
Okay.
That's cool.
Wow, I can't believe you did it.
That's like so 4th grade. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
You told me.
I'm really shocked that you did it, actually, because you're always the contrarian.
You're
like,
always, no, you can't tell me what to do, Sam.
All right. Well, I was opening up, but now I'm just going to go back into my
Oh, is this your new thing at 41?
Yeah.
I like it.
I like
Keep
it
it going.
too.
It was my new thing.
He's not going to do it against season 4 now. See?
All right. Coming up on DBL, hairstyling made easy with this amazing beauty gadget. Don't miss the incredible price in our DBL Deal Blast. And we've got news all about dads. We'll tell you who's behind this viral ad campaign celebrating the dad bod coming up next. Yes.
How do I look? Do I look younger than everybody after my face yoga? No, I
We
guess.
have a lot of things about the doorbells. Amused says, I agree with Sam, bells and alarms cause me anxiety. Yeah, totally causes me anxiety. Michael Loveland, though, says, fine with doorbells, ringing phones that make me nuts. I feel like everyone's ringers are off nowadays, or is that just our world because we're always on camera?
I think everybody's ringers off. When I hear somebody's phone ring.
Then why do phones go off in the most sensitive situations? It's like you're like in prayer and all of a sudden somebody's phone is going on.
The number of phones that you're around at all times, you never hear them ring. Everybody you're around at all time has a phone on them. How often do you hear a phone ring, even when we're on the air, which is 4.5 hours a day?
Yeah. No, in here, I think we've all been trained now.
Yeah. Right. But I think
so I don't even turn it on. But like if I had to do it, like leave it on, I'd be scared because I'm like, I'm going to leave it on for tomorrow. Like that would be going in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're getting some nail questions. So Erica, how long do the nails last without the color design wearing off? This is Tammy.
30 seconds. Oh, so the color and design don't wear off. It's actually encapsulated.
Wow.
So I'll have to get it like drilled off and
Whoa.
removed.
So how long will you get to?
I'll have them on for a month and then I'll get them redone.
Welcome back to DBL. Father's Day is more than a week away, but we're celebrating dads ahead of time with some DBL dad news. Cute. Well, the dad bod is still here. You know, it's when a man is slightly more round, and a male grooming company wants to praise all shapes and sizes. Good for them. Take a look. Yes.
I can't even imagine what that audition was like. Wow.
I think guys are surprised that women like the dad bod. It makes it, in my opinion,
Nobody's buying that.
Well, I can.
I'm not either.
You
Jeff.
play that video and then you play the Thunder from Down Under. Where do you think eyeballs are going? Get real.
I'm telling you, I'm more turned on by that than Thunder from Down Under any day.
Well,
Sorry.
You know what it is, though? Again, women are driven psychologically. And when we see a man that's fully cut, not to say that I wouldn't want, like, a rendezvous with, like, a Zac Efron, but we also want...
But when it's time to go to the grocery store, she calls Shelby over here.
My point is, when you see someone super cut, you think they're spending too much time in the gym. You think they're a little bit more narcissistic, and it's not attractive. That's my opinion.
I've heard that. I've read that. But when it's a guy is too cut, but I think that you like a man that's in shape, right? A man that looks like he goes to yoga.
See, mine isn't based on that.
That's
think having done fitness competitions, I understand that if you put your mind to it, you can spend 3 months, 6 months to a year, and you can have that body. But it takes an entire lifetime to be someone of quality, and not to say that because you're ripped, you're not a quality person, but I'm really more interested in all the other things because I know that it's completely attainable for anybody who puts their mind to it to be a cut body.
Yeah. Okay. That's because all the dad bod strip joints are selling out across America.
All right.
How many strip joints of men do you know of?
I don't. Thunder Down Under. I was pretty proud of myself for that one.
All right. French tennis star Nicolas Mahut may have lost the French Open, but he's totally winning over social media for this sweet moment he shared with his son. Watch. I'm gonna
That's
cry.
so sad.
That's great. Yeah,
Our eyes are watering.
Yeah, they got both of you guys.
Oh, wow.
Anything with kids, man. It reminds me of my son.
Djokovic was over there like, hug that L away.
That's what I'm telling you.
Djokovic didn't care.
Yeah, that was sweet. Very sweet.
The streak is still alive. I'm Big Jeff crying.
Coming up on DBL, a little something for everyone in our DBL Deal Blast, including this deluxe microfiber sheet set. You'll love the price. Coming up next.
Joel Laban, and I am a producer here for Daily Blast Live. And tonight I am fighting for Haymakers for Hope. It's a nonprofit to KO cancer. I am stepping in the ring because of my cousin's kid, Bo McDonald, was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. About this time last year, he just finished up his first round of chemo. He's doing good. His scans have come back clear. Got his chemo port taken out the other day, so he took a splash in the pool for the first time this summer. Super excited about it. I am super excited to be stepping in the ring tonight here in Denver. If you'd like tickets to the fight, you can go to haymakersforhope.org, search for Rumble in the Rockies 2, and you can, and then you purchase tickets there through Ticketmaster. Or if you just like to support my fight, go to again haymakersforhope.org and find my name, Joel Laban. And if you'd like to support Bo, an amazing little kid who's fighting cancer, go to Facebook, #PrayForBoaz, that's BOAZ, and check out his story. Thanks, DBL Nation.
Savings, because we're going to save you some money. We've teamed up with morningsave.com to bring you the lowest prices on the hottest products. And here to help us out is my girl, Miss Denise Plant.
I have the best deals today. You're going to love it.
I'm loving it already. Now, you know, I love my natural hair, but if I wanted to change it up a little bit, and I could make it look like I got a weave, there are tools that will help me do that and loosen the curl. Now, we've got just a tool to get the job done safely. Isn't that right?
I was so excited to try this, and I really, really love it because it does it all. It's the Kaj Beauty Amplistyler 3-in-1 curling and styling iron. It helps you create volume, smooth, straight hair, bouncy curls, or even loose waves, all with one tool. One turn of the controls and high-quality, ultra-smooth ceramic-coated plates combined with Kaj Beauty's ThermaTrue technology. Now, with a simple twist to the left, you can actually straighten your hair by gliding it through the ceramic flat section of the plates. But you twist to the right and let the Amplistyler create bouncy curls with the traditional clip curling iron option. Now, for beach waves, you can just simply wrap your hair around the 1-inch ceramic barrel. So you do it all with this one barrel.
I love it. It's like your bi-curliest.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cost?
Wait, stop. Did she just create a new phrase, bi-curliest?
Yeah, bi-curliest.
Watch out,
you can be
Webster.
curly, you can be straight. We can do it all.
Erica just created that.
It sounds very expensive, though. How much are you going to charge us for this?
No, this is actually really affordable. Normally, it's as much as $70. Totally worth it. But today, for Deal Blast, $25. Savings up to 64% off for you bi-curliest people.
Yeah, that's right. Diversify your style. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Now, I'm all about style and simplicity. So these Bluetooth headphones are right up my alley. Tell us about these, Denise.
The Ideation Truly Wireless Auto Pair Bluetooth earbuds with charging case, and it's available in 6 brilliant patterns. There's the sleek, thin charging case. It can be stored away comfortably in a pocket or a purse. It has a built-in rechargeable battery and built-in stereo sound with noise reduction. Integrated microphone for hands-free phone calls, too, so you can do it all with these.
I love that the case is the charger.
I know.
And it's so stylish. For all of these features, it sounds kind of expensive.
It is normally $100.
Yeah.
But today, for Deal Blast, $29, savings up to 71% off.
$29, that's less than $15 per ear. Get on that. Now, according to Healthlines, a good night's sleep is incredibly important for your health. I don't know about you, Denise, but a good set of sheets always does the trick for me.
Yes, Kathy Ireland knows what she's doing.
I love that woman.
It's the Kathy Ireland 4-piece chevron embossed sheet set. It's available in twin, in full, in queen, in king. And you can choose between aqua, ivory, gray, silver, taupe, even white. The velvety, smooth, and durable set includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. The twin set comes with 1 pillowcase. It's made of ultra plush microfiber, hypoallergenic, and antibacterial. It's ideal for sensitive skin and those with allergies.
Now, I was rubbing on these sheets earlier because
nice.
that's one of my favorite pastimes when I go shopping. They feel expensive, and you know how sheets feel generally tell you how much they are.
Normally as much as $79 to $109. And we are going to give it to you for $29, savings up to 73% off.
$29. They really do feel luxurious.
Rub away.
Get your luxury
Rub away.
on. Well, it's safer than a traditional fryer and makes cleanup a snap. Did I mention it also makes delicious fried food? I think I've gotten their attention, Denise. What's this about?
All right, drum roll, please. The Modern Home Essential 3.8 quart digital air fryer. It's available in black, red, and even teal. You can enjoy crispy, juicy meals of your choice with up to 80% less fat, calories, and grease.
I would have died for these as a kid because I always wanted to cook, and my father would be like, you need to get out of the kitchen. It's not safe for you. So give me a price that my father, Roosevelt, would not say no to.
Here's the difference between your father and my father. Get the heck out of the kitchen, please. All right, normally as high as $130, but now $59. Savings up to 55% off.
Roosevelt, this is coming to you. Head over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing products at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Denise.
Plans? Always fun, girl. Always.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Deal Blast, my favorite segment, because I'm gonna let you in on the tip. When we do Deal Blast, we get to pick if we get to keep one of the items. So I get an item, I put it off in my apartment, and then when I go home, Christmas gifts for everybody. True story. Let's get to some of you guys' comments because Eric S., I hope you're still watching. I know you're still watching. It's a great show. You wrote in and you said, why do people waste time watching sports? How exactly do you benefit? And I am offended. As a former football player
former athlete, I am so offended. What do you mean people are wasting time watching sports? Sports, food, and music are the three things that bring us together in society. Am I right?
You're right.
Is there
You're right.
anyone, am I missing anything? Sports,
Travel.
food, music. But everyone can't travel.
Well, you can get somewhere and meet the people. The collection.
Okay, I'll put that down. I don't if this was Price is Right or good answer, good Family Feud. Survey says. Okay, all right. No, but I think people, I don't think it's a waste of time. Like, I just think they were doing the story about Ellen Pompeo and Taraji P. Henson, and they was talking about a toxic work set. So I feel as though everyone should play some sort of team sport growing up. You should introduce your child to team sports because one day you're going to have to work with other people. And it may not be something sport related, but you're going to have to work with people on getting deadlines done. You're going to have to work with people, team building exercises, getting things done. And I think team sports teaches people how to do that. Plus, sports is so exciting. I mean, you get to watch gladiators. You get to watch our gladiators of today compete on the pitch, in the ring, on the court, on the football field. You're getting fast-paced stuff. And when people are a professional, when you're a professional at something, you've mastered something, which means you put in your 10,000 hours. One of my former coaches used to say, get to your 10,000 hours, get to your 10,000 hours, bettering yourself as an athlete because then you've mastered something. 10,000 hours catching footballs, then you've mastered a way of catching a football. You've become a good football player. So, you know, Eric S says, what do you guys get out of it? So, what do you guys say? Eric S says American ninjas are real athletes. No, John Venturini says ninjas are amazing. Love that show and try to watch every now and then. Those are athletes. That'll qualify as an athlete to me. The American Ninja Warriors, because you're putting your body through something. You're having to move through obstacles. That's an athlete to me. You guys are talking about American Ninja Warrior. I thought you were going to talk about like baseball, basketball, or something. But look, thank you all for writing in. We got the end of the show. If you want to see some more sports stuff, Jersey Off Pseudo on podcast is up on IGTV, on Daily Blast Live, Instagram. See y'all.
Welcome back to DBL. There's a new sad cat in town, and everyone is falling for him. Meet Toby, a rescue cat whose wrinkled face gives him a signature sad look. The internet is on fire with pictures of Toby, and it's all for a good cause. So this is like the new grumpy cat. Everybody loves sad cat, but sad cat actually does have a real condition that makes his skin droop, makes it very fragile, even easy to tear. So it's also calling to this condition that a lot of people don't know about.
But most people don't know that. They just like,
sad cat.
I like a cat that looks like the Giving Tree.
He's okay. Wait, what?
The cat looks like the Giving Tree. Just like,
it does look like, it looks sad, but he's okay. He has a wonderful companion at home. They got another cat for him, and he's doing okay.
Okay, that's a great update.
I wish him the best.
Yeah, good luck.
See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
It's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team.
2 minutes.
I'm tracking all the breaking and trending stories, and I'm tracking all the cat news as well. That was an interesting little cat. He's cute and sweet. He does have a condition, but that's okay. We're pulling for you, kitty. So I'm bringing you an update on that story I told you about yesterday from the Dominican Republic, where a couple and another woman died separately, but of the same thing, they believe, at this one Dominican Republic hotel. Well, now the hotel is speaking out and saying that there is no correlation between these two things. I told you I was a little suspicious about this yesterday, and I'm still suspicious about it. Allegedly, these people died of respiratory failure. One woman checked in. She was 41 years old. She checked in. She made herself a drink in the minibar, and then she was found dead, I think hours later. And then a couple, they had been there for a couple days, I believe, and they were both found dead in their room. Now, they were found dead with a lot of blood pressure medication. It's important to note that. But their family said they don't abuse blood pressure medication. Like, that's strange. But that is important to note that there was blood pressure medication found in the room. I think it's still strange And both of the families do too. Both of the families of these 3 victims, they do believe that this is suspicious. So they're actually planning to bring the bodies back to the U.S. and do their own toxicology reports, hire someone to do that, so they can figure out what they actually died of. Either way, this is a tragic story. It's really sad. It's been making national headlines. So I did just want to keep you guys informed. Anyway, all right, DBL Nation, we've got a great show coming up. I'll see you guys later.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, June 6th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al, and I'm Sam. Let's get started. We are honoring Pride Month here at Daily Blast Live, and on Monday, we have a very special guest joining us, Nat Worth. He was the valedictorian of his high school in Wisconsin this year, but his graduation speech was canceled because he wrote about being a gay student at his Lutheran high school. You do not want to miss his very powerful story. That is on Monday. We begin by honoring the greatest generation and remembering one of the most defining moments in American history. Today marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Check out this colorful flyover as President Trump, the First Lady, and the French President and his wife were watching. It's all part of the ceremony taking place in Normandy, France today. World leaders gathered to mark this day in history when thousands of Allied forces stormed the beach to liberate Europe from Nazi Germany, and the President gave a moving speech.
All the heroes are buried here. But we know what these men did. We knew how brave they were. They came here and saved freedom. And then they went home and showed us all what freedom is all about.
And we are saluting this 97-year-old veteran who was a paratrooper with the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. He parachuted behind enemy lines 75 years ago. And to mark the anniversary, he jumped out of a plane again yesterday. Wow.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
97.
I know.
It's incredible. I think there's a lot to say about D-Day and the greatest generation. I think what's really interesting is about the women, because in Germany, they didn't add women to their army, and the Allied forces did. So check out this picture. This is the Queen,
wow.
Queen Elizabeth, as a trained auto mechanic in World War II. And when the Saudi Arabian representatives come to Britain, she insists on driving, even though women are not allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we forget about the women, not only holding down the home front back home, or my grandmother.
I was going to say, I know the women in your family. She was a
driver. Yeah, she was a driver for Dignitary. Ow. She served, and then both of my grandparents, her husband, and then my grandpa Olson, they both served. They were in Germany. And I think, what a wonderful time to just realize the sacrifice.
Yeah.
We have it so easy compared to our later generation. And you said it best earlier.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you think your life's going wrong today, think about what happened 75 years ago on this day, what those men went through, what they visualized. If you ever see pictures or videos or reenactments of what those men went through on that beach to sacrifice their lives for our freedom, and if you ever see a veteran wearing those hats, right, they were sitting behind President Trump.
We all know those hats.
Yeah, everyone knows those hats with the yellow writing with the pins. Stop and talk to one of those veterans. Not only are you talking to an older generation, but you're hearing history firsthand of what those guys went through. So go and talk to them and learn a little bit about your history firsthand, and I salute them.
And I always want to bring in our viewers. We are live. We have someone that just wrote in, Danielle Young. She says, my grandfather was there, so thank you for his service. She says, I love you, Papa. He said the Germans treated him better than the Americans. I'm assuming the racism.
Wow.
So that's something that we have to consider too. I'm not sure if your grandfather was a person of color, but it was segregated back then. So we do have some footage, or a picture rather, of some of the men that were there on the beach. These were men of color, and their job there was to put explosives on these balloons wounds. And some of them have reported, listen, I was so happy to fight for our country, sacrifice for our country, for all of our freedoms. But we have to remember, then they came home to our country, and then they had to fight Jim Crow.
Right, I was going to say.
So it's important to acknowledge that, too. And thank you, Danielle, for writing in.
And I'll say this. I'm sure people are going to write in saying, oh, well, why are we talking about race on a day like today? Look, this happened. It's all part of our history. Some of our history we're proud of. Some of it we're embarrassed of. Some of it we're ashamed of. But we have to talk about it. It's just I feel like it's almost like when you don't feel well, it wants to come out. You suppressing it, you trying to just lay there, it's just like let it out. It's going to be uncomfortable for a second, but once it's out, we can talk about it.
Yep.
It's okay.
And we never have
it's
to.
Part of the. It's part of history.
And if we talk about it, we never have to repeat it again.
Yes.
There we go.
That's the
and it doesn't take away from their service. Amen. We salute everybody out there who have served. All right, well, June is Pride Month in America, and all across the nation, communities are gathering for pride parades to celebrate LGBTQ people and their fight for civil rights. But now a group of men in Boston who call themselves Super Happy Fun America are planning a straight pride parade. According to them, straight people are an oppressed majority, and they want to express their pride without judgment and hate. The men even have a parade route picked out in Boston, but as you can imagine, their plans have been widely mocked online, including by Captain America himself, actor Chris Evans. He is a well-known ally of the gay community. He tweeted, wow, cool initiative, fellas. Just a thought, instead of straight pride parade, how about this? The desperately trying to bury our own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one taught us how to access our emotions as children's parade. What do you think? 2 on the nose? Listen, I appreciate Chris Evans trying to be an ally. I just don't like insults as a way to educate. I'd rather him educate them with statistics. And I also, if somebody is closeted, I don't think it's anybody's right to urge someone to out themselves.
Yeah, and I don't understand people's like hate against a parade. Parade doesn't, when I think of parade, I don't think of hate. But people are jealous or hateful that gay prides are going on, that Jewish prides are going on, German, Italian, whatever it is. It's not, am I not going to go to the pool because someone's having a parade? Go on with your day. If you want to get involved, get involved. If you don't, don't.
Well, I think they want to get involved and they, for whatever reason, feel like they can't.
But it's just crazy.
I think these are a lot of suppressed men. I don't think that on the group text this weekend I'd be like, hey, do me, you, David, and Bert want to go have a straight man's parade?
Oh, it'd be
you guys would be like, who stole your phone? This is only from
It'd be terrible.
Closeted, strange men that cannot express what they really want to express. That's why this is such a big deal to them. The fact that they're looking and they're seeing gay men and they're saying, I want to be on that float. I want to tell everybody how I feel. I want to tell everybody who I love, but for whatever reason they feel like they can't.
It's projection.
And that's the reason for the parade, right? It's not just getting drinks and being flamboyant.
The history?
It's about, yeah, so when Stonewall riots happened in 1969, it's about showing up and saying, I'm a gay man, I'm a gay woman, I'm visible, I'm here, and I'm aware, and there's others like me. That saves lives every year.
Especially in some of the smaller communities that have parades. It's not just West Hollywood in New York. We have communities all over the country, all over the world, where sometimes only 25 people show up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well done. We salute you, and we absolutely are an ally here at DBL. Well, online love scams are real, and they're costing women thousands of dollars, but now we're learning about these scams from an interesting source. So follow me here. This man, who looks like Jeff Schroeder,
looks so much like Jeff,
is a retired Army colonel. He says con artists stole his pictures, used them to lure women all over the world. Thousands of fake profiles with his picture were created by scammers who then used the profiles to trick women into falling in love and also sending money. And now he's got a warning. Here's what he told ABC's Nightline.
You end up breaking up with someone every week. And I say breaking up with them because they've committed not just emotionally, but committed financially. It really becomes overwhelming. Just be the bearer of bad news all the time for folks.
Have you ever been so sad you had to walk out onto a dock?
I
Think about it.
I swear that's all I was thinking. Did ABC make him wear that scarf and walk
Why
on
the
that
scarf
dock?
in the dock? That was so sad.
Totally taking away from the story. Totally taking away. But I was like, they totally made him do that.
And then the melodramatic music, the fog. Yeah,
I just take walks on the dock.
By myself in a scarf.
Is it weird to you that he is like the face of, I guess, you know, that's going to lure people, and he looks a lot like you. Is that weird to you?
He does. He
With
looks
the
like your
sunglasses,
less
he kinda
fun
looks like
brother.
me. It's sad. It is very sad how much people, I mean, there's shows that revolve around this that I've seen that talk about this, that people are being scammed from outside this country.
Catfish.
Yeah, and people are so in love with that fact, to have love, that they actually send money.
Not only
It's
that,
sad.
they're using the military, right? This is a retired in the military. So they're saying, hey, a colonel, thank you very much in my ear.
A retired retired
I was like,
in the
retired
military.
something in the military.
A veteran?
Thank you, but I wanted to give proper credit. But you're using that to make it attractive to other people. So you're exploiting the military just as much. It's terrible. They're using the vulnerable.
Yep. And can you imagine being him every day? He has to answer to people and say, no, I didn't take your money, or I'm not the person that you fell in love with that ghosted you. He has to deal with that on a daily basis.
That's real tough for him.
It is.
You being sarcastic?
What's wrong with you?
Why?
Because you're telling me that's not an ego stroke?
Every day? I didn't get any of the money you sent. I don't love you. Every day.
You want to deal with that every day?
Delete your profile. I'm telling you, everybody would like to
delete his life. They've metastasized.
Then use my pictures.
Oh, what?
Use my pictures.
Okay.
Volunteering them. Jeff is looking at me like, stop talking.
I was still thinking about metastasize, man.
Spread so fast that the guy can't. He's already contacted.
All right, let's just say spread, metastasize. You know what I mean?
Be nice. How about
I'm
that?
very confused. That's why.
All right.
Metastasize. I'm like, is he okay?
He's okay. He's okay.
Oh, DBL's live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, actress Ellen Pompeo is being blunt about the early days of Grey's Anatomy, why the phrase toxic work environment comes to mind. Plus, we're showing you the hottest summer nail trends, including designs that actually change color with your mood. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. The future is here. Amazon is unveiled, or has unveiled rather, its newest delivery drone. But do you trust this technology? Your comments next.
Hey DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. I don't know what that word means either, so I'm with Jeff on this one, and I am certainly not with Al on this one. I think Al would be really annoyed if someone was using his photo to catfish, and he was getting messages every day from women saying, did you get my money? Where are you? Come back to me. Anyway, let's go to the desk and talk to them a little more about this.
All I was thinking, like, they made him pop his collar, put on
There's no way you want to be catfished.
Yeah.
Have someone use your photo. You would get
what
called
I'm saying,
every day.
I'm going to stand by this. I'm going to say that
Al
I
would
guarantee you,
follow up.
anybody that's found out that their picture was being used to catfish thousands of people, you're like, wow, I must be pretty good looking. There's no way that thought did not cross your.
For a second, and then it's so annoying. Imagine you get message upon message upon message.
He thinks it that way. Maybe
like
that first profile, he was like, oh wow, someone's trying to be me, and then believe me, I think it's.
I'm sure it's annoying after a while, but there has to be a little part of you that's like, wow.
But how did they
Especially
get
at 58 or however old it was.
Yeah, how many pictures are there with this guy? And then why would you send somebody money and then after the fact look him up on Instagram?
And then also,
you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you go on Instagram first?
Because
and
some people don't. That's a good point.
A lot of them
Some
don't
of them
wanna
aren't
know.
as savvy on social media as we are.
Realize that they're looking at the fake profile.
Yeah.
I know. Their shows.
If you're dating
Michael Dean just had some information, Mike.
Well, I mean, I think the way that a lot of this works.
Our producer.
Hi guys. The way a lot of this works is that the women don't start to look into it until it starts to get
They're
sketchy.
in denial.
Till their money is stolen, not returned.
I would say sending somebody money over online is already sketchy. That's when the sketchiness comes in.
Ask them to hold. If you doubt someone, say take a picture right now with you holding up the newspaper.
How about FaceTime?
Yeah.
They might not have
They
it if
might
they're
not
older
have it.
generation or know how to do it.
I think everybody has FaceTime.
It's like you have to turn it off.
Yes, your mind. Grandparents know how to FaceTime.
know.
Yeah,
My
I think
grandpa
everyone
used to
knows.
FaceTime and he'd always have it like this.
But also, if you don't know how to FaceTime, but you know how to send money online,
That's a great point.
Well, no, they get just Western Union.
My mom's first Facebook post was just looking up someone. She thought the search bar. She thought it was the search bar, but it was just the post. We love you. Happy anniversary, guys. 48 years.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Amazon is changing the way you might receive packages, and not everyone's on board. In the next few months, some deliveries will be made by automated drones. This raises concerns about safety, privacy, and customer service. Amazon CEO says the drones will safely deliver packages under 5 pounds and can detect obstacles like wires, people, and other drones. So DBL Nation, do you trust this technology?
All right, let's get right to it. Eric from YouTube says, less traffic, less pollution. I'm all for it. I never thought about that, Sam. I'm surprised you didn't jump on that. Less pollution with less trucks and stuff.
That's a good point.
That is
maybe less of a carbon footprint, but then I just worry about all the jobs that could be lost. But that's an interesting point.
And that's something we've talked about on the show. We'll get to you once, but we need to prepare for this coming technology. I said we're going to get to your point.
Okay. Go ahead, Tori.
Wow. I was trying to be a respectful host.
I'm very sorry.
All right.
All right. Okay. John from YouTube says.
I love your nursery room dress you have on. You have a newborn baby crying next to that dress.
See what happened?
Okay. John from YouTube says, if you can't fathom Amazon delivering by drones, imagine all the other companies like Domino's. They already plan on delivering pizzas this way.
That's kind of cool to have a pizza delivered that way.
That's kind of cool.
It gets stuck on the roof. There's a lot of things I have a problem with, and I know I'm going to sound like a flibberty gibbet or an old curmudgeon, but but I think
Why'd you look to us for help on that?
Okay, I just think that this is bad for airspace.
She didn't look at me, by the way.
I think this is, if it crossed over and you're in a rural area and you're like, what is that? You could be shooting it, the airspace, dogs going after it.
I don't like dogs going after it.
It could be dropped and hit somebody. I think there's just too much risk.
Right.
And I don't need something that badly.
I agree.
That fast.
Yeah. Manda from Facebook says, this is good news for customers in rural areas and disabled people.
Good point.
Manda, I think this is the only way it's going to work. It's not practical in a big city with all the, with all the electrical lines. Apartments you got to think of. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think this is practical in bigger cities. But like you said, it's a good idea
Can
in
you
rural
imagine
areas.
looking up and seeing all these drones dropping off packages like storks and babies?
Gosh.
Yeah, like I don't think the profit versus how many lost packages equals out.
We got to let the storks line. That's going to ride.
What'd you say, storks?
Like she acts like storks really drop babies off.
No, I just imagine it with a bunch of drones dropping off packages like those movies with the storks dropping off babies.
Which movies were those?
Dumbo.
Touche. I didn't know you had a movie from 1969 on deck.
Marco from Facebook says, Amazon will have drones equipped with cameras flying over our neighborhoods. This will go to court as a violation of privacy. Yeah, I think they will have cameras just in case there is some sort of hacking or some sort of criminal opportunities involved. So yeah, then if they're going to be driving over your backyard, you're sunbathing. Yeah. Something else maybe.
There's other things.
And then it captures it.
That's called a regular drone.
You can't tell me the paparazzi aren't using these already for,
There's
celebrity
laws,
compounds.
It's highly illegal to use drones in certain people's. It's definitely an invasion of your own territory. So that's what I worry about.
I thought that's what the paparazzi did was invade your territory.
Yeah, but not. There's laws against certain of them. Good job
for writing in. Now to the latest in the R. Kelly scandal. The singer was back in court today. Let's get to Raquel Villanueva with the news at the moment.
Well, R. Kelly just pleaded not guilty to 11 new counts of sexual abuse. He appeared before a Chicago judge earlier today. Among those new charges are 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault. Court documents say the charges pertain to a victim identified as JP, who was under 18 at the time. CBS News reports the woman appeared on the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. Each count carries a maximum of 30 years in prison. Now, R. Kelly will be back in court at the end of the month.
So just in case you guys don't know, charges, when you bring them up, it can go from, it's like a Lego stack of egregiousness. Does that make sense? And how bad it is, meaning how much time you get. You start sexual harassment, sexual assault. He now has 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault on someone lower, who is a minor, under 18, what Raquel just told us. That is, it couldn't be higher or more egregious.
So do you think he'll never see the light of day again?
I can't imagine with this amount of evidence in the documentary.
Even with the plea deal?
I can't imagine he would see the light of day.
Good. All right, coming up on DBL, a little boy's life is saved thanks to some quick thinking by a real hero. That's in Heart Threads. But first, elevate your nail game and really make your fingers sparkle. We'll show you how real flowers can do the trick next.
The sun.
Ralph Fiennes, welcome to Daily Blast Live. So happy to have you on. I watched your film, The White Crow, last night. Outstanding. Well done. You recently set the internet on fire when you revealed how Voldemort's wand works. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and even though the last movie came out 8 years ago, people are still fascinated with your character. And did I hear you originally turned down the role? Why?
I didn't say no. I just was on the fence about it for some time. I think I was trying to sort of say I don't think it's for me until my sister Martha, who has 3 children, and said to me, "What are you thinking? You're asking you to play Voldemort? You're mad. You must play this part."
Thank goodness nobody could play Voldemort but you. Let's move on to your film, The White Crow. It is a beautiful movie about a complicated life. I read that you've spent the past 20 years trying to make this movie. Now that it's here, what are you hoping audiences take away as they leave that theater?
Well, I suppose I'm hoping they're moved by the very things that moved me about it, which was the story of a young boy from a very poor background in Central Soviet Russia who discovers inside themselves this fiery hunger, need to dance, and nothing can push them off that track. And I suppose that moves me, and his need to absorb all art forms and to push himself into ballet and to push the form of ballet. Indeed, he felt competitive with the ballerinas. He felt that the women in ballet got all the best showy numbers, and I think he wanted to pull some back for the fella.
Before The White Crow, you swore, Rafe, that you would never star in a film you are directing again. So what changed your mind?
Welcome back to DBL. Whether it's for an upcoming vacation or a special night out, if you're looking to make a statement with your nails this summer, we've got the hottest trends. In today's DBL Style 101 class, our own Stephanie Jones, Tori Shulman, and I went to Mainstream Nails to learn what's hot this summer. This is going to be so much fun.
I'm excited.
Hello, Ellie.
How are you? Welcome to Mainstream.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
So what are you ladies thinking of doing today?
Okay, well, I'm going on holiday.
Okay.
So I want some really pretty nails that they're a bit funky.
Well, you know me. I'm mainstream through and through. So I'm going to do girls' night. We got to give them something to hate on.
And I garden.
We can work with that. We can work with that. All right, ladies, let's go have some fun. Today, Stephanie is doing some pastels, and we are gonna add on some pigment. So it's called unicorn pigment that kind of creates a really cool, colorful effect.
I'm having mood polish, which goes on in like a turquoise, but then it turns white. I'm really excited because watch this finger. Look how blue it is, and just you wait and you will see.
And since she's going on vacation, we want to give her some starfishes, seashell charms, just to make it pop a little bit.
Thank you.
So with Tori's nails, we're gonna just extend them a little bit for her. So then we'll just attach these extensions on and then polish.
So Lena is going to chop this down to what she calls, quote, practical length, and I'm all, oh, nuts.
Okay, so with Erica, we are going to encapsulate some dried flowers. They're actually real dried flowers, and we're gonna make her look like summer.
Yay! To a successful day at the nail salon. Cheers! Cheers!
Nailed it! Coming up on DBL, a school resource officer saves a student's life. The story, all about heroism, is next in Heart Threads.
DBL Nation, welcome to The Breaks, where we bring you all the latest trending stories, and I want to tell you guys a little bit about Dark Phoenix, guys, without any spoilers. Now, I went to go see it last night, checked it out at United Artists Colorado Boulevard, and man, the verdict was, before I went, Rotten Tomatoes had it sitting at a 21%. I haven't checked an update yet, but I will say it's not far off. I wouldn't say it's quite 21% material, but where this movie really does not shine is not having a movie before it, because we had, I'm backtracking a little bit here, you guys. There's an initial X-Men trilogy with the first 3 movies, starring Hugh Jackman. Those came out in 2000, and then you had a reboot of the series in X-Men First Class. That's with James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, those actors. So that reboot series had a few of those characters as the core focus. And then in the third movie of that series, which was called X-Men Apocalypse, you shifted the focus a little bit to the younger generation of X-Men, Jean Grey, Cyclops, some of those younger characters with Sophie Turner and Ty Sheridan playing those roles. You had one movie, and that movie wasn't entirely focused on them, and then they ran right into Dark Phoenix. And for those who don't know, Dark Phoenix is a X-Men major storyline in the Marvel X-Men comics. So it's a very crucial storyline, and there's a lot of build up to that event happening. It's actually Uncanny X-Men issue number, I want to say 129 to 138. I love that series so much. And there's so much buildup. I mean, that's 129 issues of buildup to that moment, and there's just really not enough in this circumstance. I mean, you get one movie with only about half the focus on these new characters, and then we come into this new movie where they're the core focus, and we didn't get enough time with them. So certain moments between characters that are cut a little early just are kind of like a stab in the back for us X-Men fans. I mean, it's a knife in the back. It just kind of hurt a little bit because you wanted to see some chemistry between these two characters. You really wanted to see more dialogue, a little bit stretched out of relationships. You really wanted to see some chemistry that you really didn't. And that was, one more movie would have helped this a lot, because a hurry up pacing to me is when you're cutting from one scene to another while barely giving that scene time to breathe, barely giving dialogue between characters to breathe. And that's kind of how this was formatted. If you had one more movie sandwiched between this and X-Men Apocalypse, we would know those relationships, and they would have been built out and stretched out a lot more. The DBL Nation, write us in and let us know. Check out Dark Phoenix. I think for my core X-Men Marvel fans, it's a must-go see, but honestly, Secret Life of Pets 2 is streaming this weekend as well, so check that out at the theaters for a great animated movie. We'll see you guys next break.
Stand by, quiet and set.
Welcome back to DBL. Now today's Heart Threads is all about being a hero. Watch how a school resource officer jumped in to help a young boy.
When this boy started choking, a school resource officer saved his life. Kevin Ramirez Villa Gomez started choking on a chicken nugget. His teacher got help from Deputy Tiffany Hill, who was nearby. Tiffany's police training kicked in as she gave him 3 abdominal thrusts. The chicken nugget was dislodged and Kevin was able to breathe again.
A hero is like someone saves a person. She's a hero because she saved my life.
That's my biggest thing, is just making sure they know that I am here for them. If they need anything, whether it's school related or at home, if they just need someone to talk to.
I love that. Now, if you're leaving us right now, don't worry. You can still catch us on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo is speaking out about the toxic environment on set of the longest-running medical drama in history. So what did she say? Then, Father's Day may be 10 days away, but it's never too early to celebrate Dad. From a viral dad bod video to a heartwarming hug on the tennis court, we've got Pops covered. And hairstylers, ear pods, and air fryers. We've got a little something for everyone in today's DBL Deal Blast. Don't miss the savings. Still ahead.
Ralph Fiennes, welcome to Daily Blast Live. So happy to have you on. I watched your film, The White Crow, last night. Outstanding. Well done. You recently set the internet on fire when you revealed how Voldemort's wand works. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and even though the last movie came out 8 years ago, people are still fascinated with your character. And did I hear you originally turned down the role? Why?
I didn't say no. I just was on the fence about it for some time. I think I was trying to sort of say I don't think it's for me until my sister Martha, who has 3 children, and said to me, "What are you thinking? They're asking you to play Voldemort? You're mad. You must play this part."
Thank goodness nobody could play Voldemort but you. Let's move on to your film, The White Crow. It is a beautiful movie about a complicated life. I read that you've spent the past 20 years trying to make this movie. Now that it's here, what are you hoping audiences take away as they leave that theater?
Well, I suppose I'm hoping they're moved by the very things that moved me about it, which was the story of a young boy from a very poor background in Central Soviet Russia who discovers inside themselves this fiery hunger, need to dance, and nothing can push them off that track. And I suppose that moves me, and his need to absorb all art forms and push himself into ballet and to push the form of ballet. Indeed, he felt competitive with the ballerinas. He felt that the women in ballet got all the best showy numbers, and I think he wanted to pull some back for the fella.
Before The White Crow, you swore, Ralph, that you would never star in a film you were directing again. So what changed your mind about this film?
To be honest, the finance was very, very difficult. And I was having a wonderful time inviting all these brilliant Russian actors to be part of it, who are some of them well known in Russia. But
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get started. Actress Ellen Pompeo is shedding light on what she calls a toxic work environment on the set of Grey's Anatomy. She played Meredith Grey on the show since 2005. While the series is the longest running medical drama in history, Ellen describes major culture issues in the first 10 years of the show. It's all in an interview for Variety with fellow actress Taraji P. Henson. Watch.
Fantastic to the public in a disaster behind the scenes. Very bad behavior, really toxic work environment. I had my daughter season 6, and I think that's when things really started to change for me because I had someone other than myself to think about. So I thought, oh my goodness, at 40 years old, where am I ever gonna get this kind of money?
Right.
And I need to take care of my kid, so I'm gonna stay.
And I think, you know, hers is a very idealistic version of this, not to discount anything that she is saying, but a lot of people can relate to this, whether you stay in a relationship that's too toxic, Tori, or whether you stay out of work that's too toxic.
Totally. I think that's probably one of the most relatable things we could ever say to our audience. We've all stayed too long because it's too hard to make that effort to get out because you're used to that routine.
New is scary.
That's very true, and it's jumping and taking that leap of faith. But sometimes the best form of transportation is a leap of faith, and sometimes you have to take that leap. She said particularly Grey's Anatomy.
I didn't get that analogy either.
What?
She left first.
What?
I just thought it was a really unique.
I don't think that was the right word.
Best form of transportation.
Sometimes I just think it was a
Your
unique
best
analogy.
form of transportation is a leap of faith.
Don't look at me. She
I
left.
thought it was
a leap of faith.
Let her finish her thought.
I said I thought it was unique. Sorry, Tori.
No, it's okay.
And you should have said like a train station or something.
Okay.
Anywho, I was just saying they thought McDreamy would be once he left, the show would go under, and that was what led to the environment.
I love you, Tori.
I will say this. I think that this show is really unique in
Where do
that,
you come up with these?
This show's been on so long that it was on before people were quote unquote woke at work and people did the Time's Up movement, and now we see things differently. So I think who better than her, who saw these toxic work environments, to now, you know, it's the things that I'm sure she thought were routine, like when we talked about when we worked at bars that were completely normal, like now you would be fired in minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that she's a perfect example.
But some people find her still unrelatable because, like, how hard could your life have been? Not discounting anything that she went through, but you spoke to this earlier, and it convinced me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like people talking after the fact. She's blessed forever. Her family is blessed. She went through an amazing thing. 1 million people traded places with her. And now she's looking back and she's like, well, you know what? It was toxic. Every job is toxic. How'd you like to drive a bus for the rest of your life? How'd you like to dig a ditch for the rest of your life? There's toxic environments no matter where you're at. Life is hard. And I feel like people are just complaining a lot about what they do or don't have.
Would you say the same thing if I said to you the main reason she was complaining is that they said, once McDreamy leaves, there's no male lead. We can't have you be the lead. And she said, yes, you can. And they fought with her for season upon season, and she proved them wrong. That was more the toxic environment she felt. Would you feel differently?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't relate to that, so I don't know I don't know the level of toxicity she's talking about. But if I were a bird, I would jump over the train track to get to her position.
I can tell this is smell the sarcasm.
Wow. All right.
I couldn't think of one.
I know.
That was the best analogy
all right. It's a topic of huge debate. The meaning of dreams. Some people think there's a lot behind them, while others say they're just random thoughts and images. But what about sex dreams, huh? An expert tells Cosmopolitan why she thinks what she thinks they mean. If your sex dream is about an ex, that doesn't mean you should get back together with your ex, okay? It just means that you should bring that energy into your current relationship. If you're dreaming about being with a total stranger, it just means that there's someone out there that you're trying to get to know. And finally, what about dreaming about your boss? The expert says that means there could be a power struggle. And if you have a sex dream about a coworker or your subordinate, that means you admire their qualities. Tori, have you ever had any of these type of dreams?
I've had some ongoing dreams about one celebrity.
Who?
The Gutenberg.
Oh, yeah.
From Police Academy?
I don't know why.
Are they sex dreams?
No, they're just like sexy. They're just like romantic. Like he takes me out. It's always the goot.
They're courtship dreams?
Yeah, like wooing.
Now, is it still 1985 in these dreams?
It's the old Steve Gutenberg.
Can we tweet this to him if he's even on Twitter? Because this is interesting.
From Three Men and a Baby, that Gutenberg.
Wow. What about you, Jeff?
I don't really remember my dreams, honestly. I don't. I wake up and then someone asks me like, oh, I had a dream. I'm like, what did I dream about? I have no idea.
Interesting.
Good story.
What about you?
Do you want me to do an analogy? I don't have a dream. Gutenberg was way better than my story?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Steve, if you get this.
No, it's weird. I have a lot of dreams where I'm being chased. I don't know what that means. And it's weird that I'll open up a door in like my old house and it'll be like the cafeteria in my old elementary school. Like I open doors. Yeah, but it's a weird dream I have.
Wow, you should. Do you write your dreams down?
No.
I think you should, and I'd be interested to look at them.
Okay, I don't think any black man's ever written his dreams down. That's not what we do here in this here corporation.
Jeray raised his hand.
No,
He does. Jeray does. Our makeup artist
you
writes
remember
them
your
down.
dreams?
And he writes them down. Yes.
What about you, Sam? Do you have any?
I had one. I remember some vivid, sexy time dreams after I read 50 Shades of Grey with Christian Grey.
Oh yes, that's
Christian Grey.
Of course. Now
he never had a face in those
You
dreams.
said that, and I also think
Did he have a face with you?
No, just the suit in the back of his head.
Me too.
That's weird.
You already said Gutenberg.
Okay, you already. All right.
All right. Let's
Good
get to
one.
this next
Good
story.
one.
Okay.
The new millennial saying should be dead as a doorbell. Apparently, no one uses them anymore. This all started on Twitter when someone pointed out that millennials don't ring doorbells. They just text here. Now others are weighing in. One person tweets, "The doorbell legit scares me now. It seems so aggressive when you could just text." And another user tweets, "Ringing a doorbell is like a voice call at this point. It's either an elderly relative or some kind of scam."
Now, this is a theory I have that I'd like to present to you all. Because the phone, it's not an analogy.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at all of them. When you have a phone and it comes with alarms, sometimes that alarm is a ding dong. And millennials grew up as that could be their wake up alarm. So a ding dong alarm is actually anxiety provoking.
Right.
It's so true.
No, she's so right.
It's anxiety provoking.
She is so right about this.
Alarm or reminder.
No, we can pick alarms on our phones, and she's absolutely right about this theory. If somebody grew up with the ding dong as their alarm,
Their wake-up
and
alarm,
they hear ding dong,
it's gonna freak them out.
Anxiety.
It's Pavlovian.
Why are you getting freaked out if someone's at your door calling you?
Because it's the same sound as a reminder that you have on your phone.
I have a big sign on my door: do not knock and do not ring doorbell. Big sign.
Growing up, my
Then how do
family
they
used to come
communicate
over.
with you? They just sit there and.
I know when someone's coming over. They let me know. I had Steph over yesterday. She let me know. She wrote here.
So no one comes to your house that you don't know is coming?
Yeah, package people, and they live the package.
I just think that's strange.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean, I
don't want to
guess
wake the baby.
I would think that the thing that really freaks people out is like if somebody is not ringing the doorbell, they didn't text you and say, "Hey, I'm on the way." So it does appear that who's ever at your door is a stranger.
I'm telling you, that sound is. It's
all
like
right. Well, Sam was on board, so maybe that's it.
All right. Well, we've all heard of yoga, but what about face yoga? Have you guys heard about that? People are doing it because they want to reduce wrinkles. Even the Kardashians are fans, so I guess that makes it cool, right? Watch. We're going to try a couple poses ourselves. The first one is called the Smile Smoother. Let's see how it's done.
Pull your top lip and bottom lip away from each other, hiding the teeth. Then go from the O shape to a smile shape and back again, and keep this repetition going.
Okay, Tori, you're first.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let's skip to the next one.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
Tori's got a new meme.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Your turn.
No.
Yeah, it's your turn.
No, there's other ones.
It's your turn. It's your turn.
Listen, I just saw what that looked like.
That's very suggestive.
All right.
Let's do the next one.
All right, we'll do the next one. Okay, it is a bit suggestive.
It's a little bit.
We can stick with Tori's. Okay, now let's try flirty eyes. Here's how it's done.
Look up towards the ceiling and flutter the upper eyelids as much as you can.
Mouth like that.
Whoa!
Why was her mouth doing that? First of all, I don't feel like my...
You got a round of applause.
I don't feel like my eyes are actually exzercising, though. Try it.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Blink
and make an O with your mouth.
There you go.
You feel like they're exercising now?
I don't know. How do I look?
Al's turn.
You look younger.
Al's turn. This is so
I feel
weird.
like this is just to reduce our credibility with the next story.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. Yes.
Thank God we're going to break.
There we go.
Yeah, break it up a little bit. Coming up on DBL, hairstyling made easy with this amazing beauty gadget. Don't miss the incredible price in our DBL Deal Blast. And we've got news all about dads. We'll tell you who's behind this viral ad campaign celebrating the dad bod coming up next. Yes.
We are talking, and Bob Tavares just wrote us in interesting. Yoga, he believes, is unchristian. And we have a strong Catholic here who also practices yoga.
Yeah,
How
I
do you
don't
feel about
understand. Why? Because it's Buddhist? Is that what? Or Indian? I don't know. Where does it originate?
Well,
India or
Indian,
Buddhist?
Indian. It comes from India, but some people combine Zen Buddhism with yoga. But I don't know. So let's ask.
So is that why
Bob
you're saying it's
why he says
unchristian?
that? It usually is just a flow of movements that helps sort of your chi
I'm
come
interested
together
to
and
hear
balance.
his
Yeah,
response.
exactly.
So you're yeah, that's weird.
XOXO.
So Christian people can't do yoga?
That's what I would like to know.
XOXO
says,
like
saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball.
that's a great movie.
Because people, I think there's been in the past, I remember when yoga like really became popular, like when Madonna did it. Remember that in the early 90s when she mainstreamed it. Yeah. But I think at the time, I remember there being a pushback from at least local Christian communities in Santa Cruz where they thought meditation was disrespectful to prayer.
Oh, I see.
Don't a lot of churches have yoga now?
Yeah, but maybe
Our synagogue certainly does.
I don't know. I
It
would
is-
love
it's-
to know.
it's
Please,
more
if-
spiritual
Why can't you
than
do
observant.
both?
Right.
Maybe you can, but I'm wondering maybe there's something we're missing here.
Yeah, that's a
You know, to be honest with you, when I'm done after you cry during your own, by the way, I think about you every Friday.
You do? Aww.
Because I laugh. Everyone's like, oh, and I start thinking about Sam and I laugh. But I do say, like, I say, thanks, God, you like to my God when I'm done.
You pray.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they want to be all Buddhist and stuff.
You feel
but
like
I just
it
go,
makes
thanks.
you even closer to God.
I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too.
Well,
Yeah.
Shavasana is when you're laying down and you're restful. It's the very last
Shavasana.
one. That's the best one. But you really
Yeah,
are in a
'cause you're
state of
done.
and you feel so good. But it's a state of
feels so
prayer.
good.
It says go to a happy. That's a state of prayer. You
Yeah,
can
and
really
I
do.
think some people felt that was, from what I remember, they felt that was disrespectful to the real prayer to God.
Oh, okay.
So it's just interesting.
Well, Nan Lander says, "Love you guys. You make me laugh every day. Loved your yoga faces." Thanks, Nan.
Look it up.
Welcome back to DBL. Father's Day is more than a week away. Yay, guys!
Yay, you too.
But we're celebrating dads ahead of time with some DBL dad news. Woo! The dad bod is still here. You know, it's when a man is slightly more round, and a male grooming company wants to praise all shapes and sizes. Good for them. Take a look. I love that.
No, you don't.
Yes, no, honestly,
No,
girls,
you don't.
girls
No, you
like
don't.
dad bods more than super cut bods.
Well, how many entertainment centers? I don't know what you're supposed to say. What's that one
Strip
with
clubs?
strip clubs? Yeah, but what's like Thunder Down Under? What's
Yeah.
Magic Mike?
Okay.
How many Magic Mike shows are there with
Maybe
dad
there'll be
bods?
more now.
No, there'll be none because no one wants to see that.
I don't know about that, actually. I think maybe we'll fantasize about that, but we want to, I can only speak for myself, we want to settle down with someone that's not, in my mind, obsessed with the gym and themselves.
Yeah.
How come you didn't say the sun is risen?
Huh? I said we can fantasize.
Yeah.
That was
Well, there's
a
no
little inside
fantasy
joke there.
about those guys.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, a video of a dad and his toddler having a full-on conversation is everywhere. You guys have to see this.
Did you understand it though? No. Okay. All right. Huh? Oh no, not this one. This is the grand finale of it. Yeah, that's the last one. That's what I was wondering. I don't know what they're gonna do next season because they did some stuff this time. Exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, Lawson does the same thing. Like that was a good one.
That
the
was
same
a good one.
But he'll repeat words that I say, but he doesn't even know what that is. I'm like, oh yeah, the chicken's almost done. He's like, chicken done? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't know what I'm saying. But he's just trying to learn. So it's super cute. I can relate.
And Sophie will do like a full gibberish story because what we do before Sophie goes to bed is she has the same stars that you have in Lawson's bedroom. So we turn on the stars.
Yeah, I remember that.
know.
You're like, I'm getting these.
We turn on the stars and we tell stories under the stars. And Mark will tell a story. I'll tell a story. When it's Sophie's turn, it's just gibberish for a minute.
That's so cute.
And we go, yeah, cool.
So cute. I love it.
I know. Okay, so this is a really cute story, too. A hug can go a long way for French tennis star Nicolas Mahut. His son's sweet embrace left everyone in the stands fighting tears after Mahut lost the third round in the French Open. Watch. Oh man, Mahut's son gave him a big hug last year after not qualifying. Wow, Al. I mean, you just had that moment with your son for his
I did. For as much as I want to crack jokes.
Fifth graduation.
Yeah, yesterday there were not enough Kleenex in the house. So I sent you guys lots of pictures. But yeah, it's watching them grow older is a beautiful thing, but it's sad at the same time. It's life. But yeah, that's a really great moment between a father and son.
Beautiful moment.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. My dad. Well, am I supposed to go next? All right, my dad, I don't know if I'm supposed to go if there's pictures or anything. There's my dad. I was hoping there'd be a picture. My dad is always really busy because he's very, very, very
successful.
Workaholic and successful. And one time I was breaking down and was like, I can't do this and it's too late and you can't stay up. And he goes, I'll stay up with you as long as it takes.
Stop it.
And it just,
You remember that?
I've always remembered. Always.
Wow.
He had no sleep. I mean, he had
That
to
is
fix
so
some major
touching.
thing. And he's like, I'll stay up with you as long as it takes.
Wow. What about you? I was about to say, what about you, Jeff? I hear out of time. Sorry, Jeff. But that was we can squeeze you in. What about you?
I got nothing. No, I mean it's very touching. The moment's passed. But I mean, if I was a professional.
That's you and your dad.
That's awesome. You know what? Lawson was just born, and my parents came out to LA, and the Cubs were playing. So I took my dad to the Dodger Stadium and went to go see the Cubs. So that reminds me, obviously, of my dad, but also my son.
Your dad has
born.
the sweetest smile.
Yeah.
Such a sweet smile.
He's a gentleman.
He is. All right, we will be right back.
He is.
Hey DBL Nation, my name is Joel LeBon and I'm a producer here for Daily Blast Live. And tonight I am fighting in a charity boxing match called Haymakers for Hope. Viewers who have been with us for over a year might remember that last year our digital producer Brett Forrest fought in the same nonprofit fight. We actually took the two-man crew and did a fun segment about it. If you'd like to come and you're in the Denver area, it's tonight at 7:30 at the Fillmore Auditorium. It's a great show. You can get tickets at Ticketmaster or go to haymakersforhope.org and check it out. Or if you'd like to do one of those things like this. This is Alex. Some of you might know. He's not the guy I'm fighting, but he is
the champ right here. First round knockout, I'm calling it right here.
No, that's not happening.
Yes.
It's my first amateur fight. We're both wearing headgear. I hope to knock him down once in the 3 rounds, but I don't think I'll knock him out. But I appreciate the support.
Jeff, you going in $50 for every time he knocks him down?
Every time Joe gets knocked?
Every time, no.
Thanks for the support. And if you guys want to find out more about the little guy I'm fighting for, his name's Bo McDonald. He's a little kid in my life that got diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer last year. Check out his incredible story at Facebook. Search #PrayForBo. And then Bo is B-O-A-Z. He's an amazing little kid. Yeah, and if you want to support my fight, go to haymakersforhope.org and search my last name, LeBon, L-A-B-A-H-N. Thanks, DBL Nation.
We'll be
Thanks,
there.
Al.
It's Deal Blast time! Yeah! Yeah, let's give it up for some savings because we're going to save you some money. We've teamed up with morningsave.com to bring you the lowest prices on the hottest products. And here to help us out is my girl, Miss Denise Plant.
I have the best deals today. You're going to love it.
I'm loving it already. Now, you know, I love my natural hair, but if I wanted to change it up a little bit, and I could make it look like I got a weave, there are tools that will help me do that and loosen the curl. Now, we've got just the tool to get the job done safely. Isn't that right?
I was so excited to try this, and I really love it because it does it all. It's the Kaj Beauty Amplistyler 3-in-1 curling and styling iron. It helps you create volume, smooth, straight hair, bouncy curls, or even loose waves, all with one tool. One turn of the controls and high-quality, ultra-smooth ceramic-coated plates combined with Kaj Beauty's Therma-Tru technology. Now, with a simple twist to the left, you can actually straighten your hair by gliding it through the ceramic flat section of the plates. But you twist to the right and let the Amplistyler create bouncy curls with the traditional clip curling iron option. Now, for beach waves, you can just simply wrap your hair around the 1-inch ceramic barrel. So you do it all with this one barrel.
I love it. It's like your bi-curliest.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cost?
Wait, stop. Did she just create a new phrase, bi-curliest?
Yeah, bi-curliest.
Watch out,
you can be curly, you can be straight, we can do it all.
Erica just created that.
It sounds very expensive, though. How much are you going to charge us for this?
No, this is actually really affordable. Normally, it's as much as $70. Totally worth it. But today, for Deal Blast, $25, savings up to 64% off for you bi-curliest people.
Yeah, that's right. Diversify your style. Don't get stuck. Now, I'm all about style and simplicity, so these Bluetooth headphones are right up my alley. Tell us about these, Denise.
The Ideation Truly Wireless Auto Pair Bluetooth earbuds with charging case, and it's available in 6 brilliant patterns. There's the sleek, thin charging case. It can be stored away comfortably in a pocket or a purse. It has a built-in rechargeable battery and built-in stereo sound with noise reduction. Integrated microphone for hands-free phone calls, too, so you can do it all with these.
I love that the case is the charger.
I know.
And it's so stylish. For all of these features, it sounds kind of expensive.
It is normally $100.
Yeah.
But today, for Deal Blast, $29, savings up to 71% off.
$29, that's less than $15 per ear. Get on that. Now, according to Healthlines, a good night's sleep is incredibly important for your health. I don't know about you, Denise, but a good set of sheets always does the trick for me.
Yes, Kathy Ireland knows what she's doing.
I love that woman.
It's the Kathy Ireland 4-piece chevron embossed sheet set. It's available in twin, in full, in queen, in king. And you can choose between aqua, ivory, gray, silver, taupe, even white. The velvety, smooth, and durable set includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. The twin set comes with 1 pillowcase. It's made of ultra plush microfiber, hypoallergenic, and antibacterial. It's ideal for sensitive skin and those with allergies.
Now, I was rubbing on these sheets earlier because that's one of my favorite pastimes when I go shopping. They feel expensive, and you know how sheets feel generally tell you how much they are.
Normally as much as $79 to $109. And we are going to give it to you for $29, savings up to 73% off.
29 bucks. They really do feel luxurious.
Rub away.
Get your luxury on. Well, it's safer than a traditional fryer and makes cleanup a snap. Did I mention it also makes delicious fried food? I think I've gotten their attention, Denise. What's this about?
All right, drum roll, please. The Modern Home Essential 3.8 quart digital air fryer. It's available in black, red, and even teal. You can enjoy crispy, juicy meals of your choice with up to 80% less fat, calories, and grease.
I would have died for these as a kid because I always wanted to cook, and my father would be like, you need to get out of the kitchen. It's not safe for you. So give me a price that my father, Roosevelt, would not say no to.
Here's the difference between your father and my father. Get the heck out of the kitchen, please. All right, normally as high as $130, but now $59. Savings up to 55% off.
Roosevelt, this is coming to you. Head over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing products at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Denise.
Plans? Always fun, girl. Always.
We'll be right back.
Want to do it, and Kelly keeps promising we're going to do it.
Next break, I really promise. I've been telling her the same break all day.
Kelly leaves directly after this break, so that's what is going on. No, I'm just kidding.
After the next
people writing in, speaking about, this is a question. Tidbit Jane, I love that, watching on KGW in Portland says, I love a cozy man who is naturally strong. If you, Tidbit, are not in marketing, you should be, because that's a beautiful way to talk about a dad bod. A cozy man who is naturally strong. I mean, you don't get better than that. Jeff keeping it real, says Stephen George. Is he? Jacob Henry says, I'm 50-50 on the doorbell. 50% yes, 50% no. That's usually what 50 and 50 mean. I don't really care about the doorbell, but I do have a Ring doorbell and a Nest Cam so I can check on my grandma. Nowadays, we all have the Ring or a camera, but I'm telling you, there's something about that alarm sound being in like millennials' phones that they don't like hearing it. Also, dogs go crazy with doorbells, so it gives me a lot of anxiety because I'm like, Josie! You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's the worst. Can't I just say no one's coming to hurt you? Just get it. Oh my God. Not sure of this face yoga. And XOOX says, Jeff has great cheeks. Okay, that's fair. Jacob says, what did I just watch in the world that the hosts are trying to do while they're trying to make late night fitness show with them faces? It makes kids scream and run away fast. So I'm thinking you liked it. No, I'm just kidding. I love the doorbell. XOOX says, I ring it multiple times. That can't happen again. Because if I hear ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, I'm not going to answer the door. And we all agree with me. Every one of you is like, yeah, that's no good. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. One time, step away from the door. What are you? No. Oh my God, Sam and the wake the baby thing. Can they sleep through it? Let's see. I read somewhere that every face in your dreams is someone you saw in real life. That's the XOOX. I think that's so interesting because sometimes I'll see like my doctor or like my 5th grade teacher and then Steve Gutenberg. And I'm always like, how do these all have in common? What Al was saying is interesting because usually when you picture houses, they say you're going into different rooms of your brain. And if you go in an elevator in your dreams, you're going deeper into your self-conscious or inner conscious. And he goes into, where do you go, Al, in your dreams? Oh, he goes to do his cafeteria. So maybe something with food.
45.
Maybe food. Or it could be where he was discovering his puberty in the cafeteria in high school, and that also could be a possibility. So let us know any weird dreams you had. Any Steve Gutenberg dreams, Coco?
I don't even know who that is.
Doesn't know who that is. I'm going to go jump off a bridge. Bye.
Oh, well, that's the end of the show.
Oh,
I know.
Al, we don't have time to tell your lunch lady
Oh,
story.
you had a good story.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Let's see if Tori comes over to tell her story.
Hi, are we doing the story?
Yeah, so the New York Times has a new story out. Tori was telling me about it this morning, and it's a really interesting story.
I think it's valid.
From Tori.
Oh, it's story from Tori. Okay, get this, you guys. Al, can I show you something?
Yeah, Al would be a better help with this story.
No, he just would be interested. Are you leaving?
Al.
Okay, he has to get mic'd. Anyway, here's the story on surgeons. Before, when surgeons were in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, people didn't have cell phones. So when they grew up, their hands were doing a lot of dexterous things, meaning
as a child,
home ec, wood shop, playing with strings,
playing outside, building things.
What else do you do? Gold mining. We were saying how surgeons.
I came over because there's some cookies.
Okay, can I tell you the story that's really cool?
Tori's been wanting to do this story and been bothering me about it all day.
So surgeons earlier, before cell phones, used to use their hands a lot more, and they're finding that surgeons today, they're saying are all thumbs because all they do is on the cell phone, and they don't use the other fingers like woodworking or home ec. So that now there's so many more accidents within surgeries because people are thumb heavy.
Oh, that
because
makes
that's
a lot of
all
sense.
they know how to do. They don't know how to do
my
this.
friend that's a surgeon, but he grew up.
Quay is a surgeon, isn't he?
No, Audrey's a surgeon.
Oh.
So just text him.
Can you ask him?
I will.
So it's in the New York Times. I feel like the real reason here was the cookies. Do you see this? Oh, okay, the camera woman, Alex, even wants a cookie. Were you interested in the story, Alex?
I was.
Okay. Doesn't say what?
I don't text with my thumbs, though.
Wait. I think it makes perfect
You
sense.
tend to use
You go like
thumb
this. This
muscles
is
for
all
things.
people are
Scroll,
doing
scroll,
nowadays.
scroll.
So the surgeon's not as good with his hands
They're not
because
as
he's not
dexterous.
growing up
Or her.
doing things outside.
Isn't a surgeon, though, probably somewhere studying?
Stand by the show.
Yes, but they don't come up with the muscles from like when they were kids.
Oh my God! Why does no one
That
understand?
story didn't
It was a
even
great
work.
story. It was a great story. But.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, June 6th. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Right now, I'm here with Erica, Tori, and Al. Al, welcome back, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
And congratulations to your son.
Yes.
Thank you. He's a middle schooler now. Appreciate it. Sent you guys lots of pictures. Appreciate you responding. Thanks. A good day.
Awesome day. Good to have you
with
back,
my
buddy.
family.
All right, guys, today we're honoring Pride Month here at Daily Blast Live. And on Monday, we have a very special guest joining us, Nat Worth. He was the valedictorian of his high school in Wisconsin this year, but his graduation speech was canceled because he wrote about being a gay student at his Lutheran high school. You don't want to miss a very powerful story. That's on Monday. But we begin today by honoring the greatest generation and remembering one of the most defining moments in American history. Today marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Check out this colorful flyover as President Trump, the First Lady, and the French President and his wife were all watching. It's part of the ceremony taking place in Normandy, France today. World leaders gathered to mark this day in history when thousands of Allied forces stormed the beach to liberate Europe from Nazi Germany, and the president gave a moving speech.
All the heroes are buried here. But we know what these men did. We knew how brave they were. They came here and saved freedom. And then they went home and showed us all what freedom is all about.
And we are saluting this 97-year-old veteran who is a paratrooper with the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. He parachuted behind enemy lines 75 years ago. Wow. And to mark the anniversary, he jumped out of a plane again yesterday. That's an amazing story right there.
Yeah, everybody's like, can you believe that? I'm like, yeah. These are like different human beings.
Superheroes.
These are cut from a different cloth, so I'm sure they're just, you know, these are people that lied about their age to enlist early. And you think about all the reasons that people used to get out of go into service. And this isn't just going into the Army, not to, just for the GI Bill. These are people that knew that they were going to active war zones immediately, and they signed up to do it. I mean, there's something to say.
I mean, look at these photos that we're showing right now on the beaches of Normandy. I mean, I look at photos, I look at video, I look at reenactment, and I can't believe what these heroes went through. So if you have a problem with anything in your life today, rethink it and think about what these men had to go through for our freedom.
Not only men, think about the women. This
exactly.
is a picture of Queen, absolutely. Queen Elizabeth, before she was queen, she's working as an auto mechanic, trained auto mechanic in World War II, representing our ally, Britain. So it's incredible that women played, and some people say were the leading force because Germans refused to allow women in. We were, an extra push that might have helped win the war.
I think that we also can't forget that the fact that, yes, the troops came back to celebrate freedom, but not everyone was free.
That's very true.
And African Americans who did serve during this time came back unwelcomed. So I do want to,
a photo,
yeah, a photo of African American soldiers in a segregated troop. Unit. But yeah, I think that it's important that we acknowledge those who fought and came back and didn't have freedom
and had to fight
as
again.
Well.
Right. And I know people would be like, Erica, why are you bringing up race on a day like today? And I'm like, it's part of our history, and we need to talk about it. And to be doing that battalion, that division a disservice by not talking about it, and it's the way that we get better as human beings. So let's honor all those people, all those men and women that did that, no matter their color.
It can be uncomfortable and accurate at the same time.
Talk to one of them. If you see those men or women wearing those hats, you guys all have seen them with the yellow writing, they have pins on them. Talk to them. Learn something about your history. Ask a question. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to talk to you. And, we salute all of you guys. Thank you for your service. All right, guys. June is Pride Month in America, and all across the nation, communities are gathering for pride parades to celebrate LGBTQ people and their fight for civil rights. But now a group of men in Boston who call themselves Super Happy Fun America
terrible name.
Are planning a straight pride parade. According to them, straight people are an oppressed majority.
How does that
and
work?
They want to express their pride without judgment and hate. The men even have a parade route picked out in Boston, but as you can imagine, there have been some widely mocked online, including by Captain America himself, actor Chris Evans. He is a well-known ally of the gay community. He tweeted out, "Wow, cool initiative, fellas." Or initiative, yeah. I was going to say invite too, because he's invited. Just a thought, instead of straight pride parade, how about this? The desperately trying to bury your own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one thought of us, or no one taught us how to access our emotions as a children's parade. What do you think? Two on the nose? I don't know. That might be a little long for a float.
I think what's most telling about the way that this parade is going to go is the Super Happy Fun America. It's like everybody thinks they can do it until they try. So y'all go ahead. Y'all get your little cute little parade together, and then we'll see how it's actually done when it really comes down to it. But to be honest about it, people have to understand that in June, when we're celebrating Pride Month, it used to be just the last Sunday of June, and everyone celebrated it on the last Sunday of June. Different cities decided to change the date so that people would be able to travel to support the communities there. So it's really important that people understand that not only is this sometimes the first point of contact for a lot of LGBTQ youth who literally sometimes sneak to parades in order to be, because it's the first time in their life that they're
can blend in.
Exact, and it's not something that they have to hide from.
Right.
So that's all cute. Do your little parade. It's cute.
I don't know. I think it's a slap in the face.
Yeah,
Erica,
that's what I was. Yeah.
I mean, Pride was invented because people were being murdered and still are. And for them to have this parade, it just seems like them just flaunting their entitlement, like we can have a parade too, and completely just throwing away the reason that Pride exists.
Yeah, parade always gives you the impression that it's just like batons and things. And again,
that's what I think of.
Right, but it came from the Gay Pride Parade. It came from the Stonewall riots in 1969. People were injured, people were hurt. It was a horrible tragedy. So it's more of I'm here, I'm visible, I'm making you see me, I'm aware of other people like me. So it's so much more than just a parade. It's really about awareness. So.
Everybody loves a parade.
That's right.
Sure do. Don't rain on it.
Right,
except that parade.
Okay. Online love scams are real, as we all know, and they're costing women thousands of dollars. But now we're learning about these scams from an interesting source. Follow me here, okay? This man is a retired Army colonel.
Looks like you.
He says con artists stole his picture and used them to lure women all over the world. Thousands of fake profiles with his picture were created by scammers who then used the profiles to trick women into falling in love and sending money. And now he's got a warning. Here's what he told ABC's Nightline.
You end up breaking up with someone every week. And I say breaking up with them because they've committed not just emotionally, but committed financially. It really becomes overwhelming. Just be the bearer of bad news all the time for folks.
Was he going over his thoughts on that pier?
It's the only way you can think. Right there on the dock.
Sorry, we're taking it away.
Yeah, let's not digress.
With the pop collar, I have to address. ABC, I'm sure, made him do that, but let's get back to the story.
Yeah. I think this is a very important story because the people who are being victimized and preyed upon sometimes didn't even know that it was a thing.
Right.
One thing that I really want to point out to anyone who's new to social media and could possibly have this happen. Can we roll again on the Instagram feeds? So, okay, so you notice there are 18 posts,
right?
But you see the quality of those photos?
Yeah.
That's someone who posts more than 18 times. That one says 14 posts. So when you see like high quality photos and there aren't a lot of them, a lot of times that's a disconnect between like, is this a real profile?
Did you just take
Is
photos?
it not really a real
and
profile?
also the 27 followers stuck out to me. I know everybody has different amounts of followers, but somebody that looks like that, honestly, and has had that's lived that kind of life, would have more than 20. You can get that just by following a couple of mattress companies.
Well, I mean, even his friends in the Army alone.
Right, yeah. That's, so just like the amount of followers does mean something, especially when it's a weird ratio of followers to post.
I think the Army should crack down on this because you're exploiting the military as well to vulnerable women.
Of course, it's sad. It's very sad.
It's very sad.
Try to do your due diligence if you are involved with someone online, but
never send money.
Never send money.
Erica, say it again.
Never send money.
Ever,
Never,
Erica?
ever send money.
When should I send money online, Erica?
Never send money.
But what
I'm
if they
sorry.
really need it, Erica?
So many people need it. I do understand. Do not send money.
Erica, what if they're in jail?
Never send money. And don't ask it from me.
Never send money.
I think we got it.
I think we got
It's hammered home. DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. And coming up, actress Ellen Pompeo is being blunt about the early days of Grey's Anatomy, why the phrase toxic work environment comes to mind. Plus, we're showing you the hottest summer nail trends, including designs that actually change color with your mood. Ooh, hypercolor. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. The future is here. Amazon has unveiled its newest delivery drone, but do you trust this technology? Your comments next.
What?
So John Venturini just wrote hashtag never send money. We appreciate you making that a thing. Also, a second ago, Al pointed to me to look up as if something was happening and then put his paperclip in my water.
Absolutely no proof.
There's every time you say that, here is the paperclip in the water.
Because a paperclip ends up in a cup of water, I'm to blame for that?
Did you also see it?
I don't understand
I
that.
kinda-
As a witness?
Every time I either start reading the prompter or I'm done reading the prompter, I see something going on over here.
But you would never see Al do it.
You're
a professional.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't testify in court about it. I can't do
Wow,
that.
that's
I don't know
sad.
who it was.
Way to be a supportive co-host on that one.
Yeah, well,
She might have been setting you up, man.
That's right.
I'm framing him with a paperclip. This is exactly right. Now, if you take a look behind you, Alex, show David Briggs. In his hand is what? Should you open your hands?
No.
Thank you. Yeah, open them right now. So that is a little ball that he throws into my cup and sees if you can land it in there.
See?
And that's Adam laughing at me.
I haven't hit one yet. I will.
So every
And
day.
everyone wants to blame me for picking on Tori. It's a collective.
So I'm doing this the whole day with
The
this.
day that David gets it in, we go somewhere and it's all the apps you can eat.
That's true.
Yeah, all
Because
the
he
apps.
tries to shoot it
All
from
the
there.
apps you
Would
can
you
eat,
call
yeah.
that a three-pointer from there?
Sure.
Is that a Steph Curry?
By the way, they're moving the NCAA college three-pointer back.
Really? Because
Yeah.
they're getting so good?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a little story. 12 years ago, Steve Kerr wrote an article about creating the perfect shooter, and now he has 3 of them on his team. Isn't that so interesting?
Yes, it's
Okay,
interesting.
that
but
sounded
I would just
convincing.
say that, 2 of those kids were the product of pro basketball players, and I think that does help me as a pro shooter, teach you at a young age. I'm not hating.
No, that's
But
true.
it definitely,
That's true.
It
That's
definitely
true.
helps,
No, that's very
Where
true.
did you hear that? Were you watching SportsCenter this morning?
No, it was I started to read the sports section of the New York Times. I usually throw that. Oh, wait, he's gone. He's gone. Lost him.
Wait, Steph Curry's coach?
in college said that Steph had that shot in high school.
Oh,
Burn, burn. It wasn't debunked.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, and we talk about what you're talking about. Amazon is changing the way you might receive packages, and not everyone is on board. In the next few months, some deliveries will be made by automated drones. This raises concern about safety, privacy, and customer service. Amazon CEO says the drones will safely deliver packages under 5 pounds and can detect objects like wires, people, and other drones. So DBL Nation, do you trust this technology? Let's get to your comments.
Caitlin from Facebook says Amazon already has issues with delivering packages to the right address. I can't imagine that automated drones would be any more accurate. Caitlin, I'm sorry to hear about your Amazon issues. I hope that you've spoken to a representative about that. I think that this is really, really great for people who may be in more remote areas where they don't have access to some of the luxuries that we enjoy in bigger cities in terms of getting packages delivered and when. But also remember that Amazon is a global company, which means that when it unrolls or next month or so, it may not necessarily be in North America.
That's a great point. Eric from YouTube says less traffic, less pollution. I'm all for it. Fewer jobs, though, Eric, is what I feel a little bit strongly, because now we're just replacing people, and people really need that where Amazon is. The other thing is it comes with a camera, because you have to make sure it's being delivered. Well, now you're in my backyard, and now I'm worried about privacy, and I'm also worried about a guy taking a gun and shooting you down because you've crossed into his remote farm. So I don't really like this, but I'm going to sound old in about 10 years. This conversation, I'm going to sound like a crazy flibberty midget gibbet.
Kendall from YouTube says, a lot of things in there. Kendall from YouTube says, I wouldn't trust a drone, especially one that's automated. Self-driving cars and rideshare services are next. This really concerns me even more. Kendall, it's hard to let you know, but the future is here. Everything's going to be automated at this point. And whether it's you using your GPS or a computer using your GPS, I mean, we're taking advantage of the technology. It's just a matter of time before it replaces us.
Good ending.
Her and us.
Oh boy, here we go.
Terminator 2.
We're started off good. Brady from YouTube says, my husband works for the post office. There goes a lot of jobs. The post office is already slowly losing business. That's what you said before it was incomprehensible. Yeah, so I agree with you. I think the thought of this is cool for a lot of people, and they're like, oh, I'm going to get my packages from a drone. I don't think it's practical. Especially in bigger cities, especially for apartments. There's so many wires and
power
things.
lines.
Yeah, there's too much. I don't see it happening, but again, who thought self-driving cars?
Right, and you're going to sound like a flibberty gibbet.
Yeah, I don't want to be racist towards those, to that group.
And I'll say this, like I have my ex-father-in-law, he was a postal worker, and he said they were asking postal workers if they wanted to take early pension because they didn't have enough. So they were actually paying postal workers to retire early. People don't, when's the last time you mailed something?
Yeah.
You know? Sorry to bum everybody out.
Wow.
And that's bummer talk with Al Jackson.
All right, guys, now to the latest in the R. Kelly scandal. The singer was back in court today. Let's get up to Raquel Villanueva with news at the moment.
Well, Jeff, R. Kelly just pleaded not guilty to 11 new counts of sexual abuse. He appeared before a Chicago judge earlier today. Among those new charges are 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault. Court documents say the charges pertain to a victim identified as JP, who was under 18 at the time. CBS News reports the woman appeared on the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. Each count carries a maximum of 30 years in prison. R. Kelly will be back in court at the end of the month.
Thanks, Raquel.
So this young lady was in the documentary. She was actually standing outside of the courthouse during the first trial. R. Kelly identified her, and then she ended up becoming one of his girlfriends. I just want to be really, not girlfriends, victims, I should say. I want to be really clear. She was 14 or 15 around that time. So anytime you have been sexually abused or manipulated in that way at a very young age, then yes, you're going to have some issues later on. So the idea that she's not the model citizen, like all the way around, means absolutely nothing. Really, we should be focusing on R. Kelly and what he did, because he's the one who's on trial here.
Amen. And 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual counts with a minor. I'm telling you, that's going to be, he won't get out, I can imagine, with this amount of evidence. That's just my hypothesis.
All right, guys, we'll be right back.
The sun used to make our outdoor patio space so hot and uncomfortable.
Ralph Fiennes, welcome to Daily Blast Live. So happy to have you on. I watched your film, The White Crow, last night. Outstanding. Well done. You recently set the internet on fire when you revealed how Voldemort's wand works. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and even though the last movie came out 8 years ago, people are still fascinated with your character. And did I hear you originally turned down the role? Why?
I didn't say no. I just was on the fence about it for some time. I think I was trying to sort of say I don't think it's for me until my sister Martha, who has 3 children, and said to me, "What are you thinking? They're asking you to play Voldemort? You're mad. You must play this part."
Thank goodness nobody could play Voldemort but you. Let's move on to your film, The White Crow. It is a beautiful movie about a complicated life. I read that you've spent the past 20 years trying to make this movie. Now that it's here, what are you hoping audiences take away as they leave that theater?
Well, I suppose I'm hoping they're moved by the very things that moved me about it, which was the story of a young boy from a very poor background in Central Soviet Russia who discovers inside themselves this fiery hunger, need to dance, and nothing can push them off that track. And I suppose that moves me, and his need to absorb all art forms and push himself into ballet and to push the form of ballet. Indeed, he felt competitive with the ballerinas. He felt that the women in ballet got all the best showy numbers, and I think he wanted to pull some back for the fella.
Before The White Crow, you swore, Rafe, that you would never star in a film you are directing again. So what changed your mind about this film?
To be honest, the finance was very, very difficult. And I was having a wonderful time inviting all these brilliant Russian actors to be part.
Welcome back to DBL. Whether it's for an upcoming vacation or a special night out, if you're looking to make a statement with your nails this summer, we've got the hottest trends. In today's DBL Style 101 class, our own Stephanie Jones, Tori Shulman, and I went to Mainstream Nails to learn what's hot this summer. This is going to be so much fun.
I'm excited.
Hello, Ellie. How are you? Welcome to Mainstream. Thank you. I'm so excited. Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
So what are you ladies thinking of doing today?
Okay, well, I'm going on holiday.
Okay.
So I want some really pretty nails that they're a bit funky.
Well, you know me. I'm mainstream through and through. So I'm going to do girls' night. We got to give them something to hate on.
And I garden. We can work with that. We can work with that. All right, ladies, let's go have some fun. Today, Stephanie is doing some pastels, and we are gonna add on some pigment. So it's called unicorn pigment that kind of creates a really cool, colorful effect.
I'm having mood polish, which goes on in like a turquoise, but then it turns white. I'm really excited because watch this finger. Look how blue it is, and just you wait, and you will see.
And since she's going on vacation, we want to give her some starfishes, seashell charms, just to make it pop a little bit.
Thank you.
So with Tori's nails, we're gonna just extend them a little bit for her. So then we'll just attach these extensions on and then polish.
So Lena is going to chop this down to what she calls, quote, practical length, and I'm all, oh, nuts.
Okay, so with Erica, we are going to encapsulate some dried flowers. They're actually real dried flowers, and we're gonna make her look like summer.
Yay! To a successful day at the nail salon. Cheers! Cheers!
Nailed it! Coming up on DBL, a school resource officer saves a student's life. The story, all about heroism, is next in Heart Threads.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Okay, what's up, guys? Today, and we're on in Denver, make sure to go to the Fillmore. We're going to go to Haymakers for Hope. One of our producers, Joel LeBlanc, is going to be fighting LeBlanc.
LeBon.
Bond.
There's no blonde.
LeBon.
LeBron.
LeBron.
Joel LeBron is going to be fighting, he's raising money for a young man who his name is Bo, and that's with a Z at the end. Just did his first round of chemo, young kid, so we're going to go cheer him on. Tori, are you going to be there?
Yes,
Really?
I think so.
Do you have your ticket?
Do you have yours?
I do. I have me and Jeff's ticket on Ticketmaster.
Was I invited with you guys?
I don't know. I don't know if there's personal invites with Ticketmaster. I think they're
Seems
pretty
like
much...
you guys did it together, so how come you couldn't
Here you
invite
go.
me?
Why don't you do it for everybody so they know how to do it?
Yeah.
How come you guys couldn't do it with me?
Well, you can do it right now.
Well, I can't sit with you guys now.
You weren't here last week.
Is that when you did it?
Huh?
Is that when you did it?
Yeah. He's been training for 6 months.
I know he's been training for 6
General,
months.
why don't you reach in for your phone?
If you'd come to work more often, you'd be involved in
Oh, I'm
more
sorry,
stuff.
I'm on a medical emergency and I had to go home.
Not that time. The week before you took off.
Tori, why don't you go ahead and get that ticket?
Yeah.
How much is it?
What are you talking about? It's for charity. It doesn't matter how much it is.
Cancer. Do you have a cap on that?
Wow.
I hate everyone.
Wow. So no? The answer no?
First of all, I have a shoot.
Oh, okay.
When's your shoot?
From 4:30 to 5:30. So when is it?
Cool. Fight starts at 7.
The doors open at 6:30, so it's
6:30?
Yeah. So he's the first fight, so you can go at 7 and then be right home.
You're the worst.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to raise money for cancer. I'm the worst. You guys heard it here first.
Cool. So me and Al are
there
putting.
any other diseases you
Me and
don't
Al are putting
support?
our money where our mouth is, and we're gonna go watch the fight.
Well,
so if
Jeff,
you guys
not
are in the
everybody-
area,
You could have invited me and I
come
would have
watch
put my
us.
money where my mouth
If you guys want to hear excuses, turn it into Daily Blast Live daily,
First
and
of all,
between breaks.
or you can feel bad for me because I was never invited by these
Well,
two.
you're being invited right now.
Really, or am I being shamed?
You're not being shamed.
I feel a lot of shame.
Sounds like a lot of
Maybe a little bit of both. Call
dodging.
Me. Call
Jeff, do you
me.
think that everybody in there should feel shame? I don't feel shame for going. Why
No,
why would you feel shame?
What are you laughing at?
We're waiting. You gonna donate a little money?
Of course I'm gonna donate. I
Okay,
just
so
don't know if
then
I'm going.
Why are you biting your nails off?
Because
Well-
first of all, did you guys see these?
No transition. No transition.
You know me so
Even if you
well.
don't go, you can still support the cause.
Why would I not?
Okay,
You
so-
owe me $100, by the way.
Okay.
Speaking of money.
Oh, beep, beep, beep. We're out of time. Sorry.
Welcome back to DBL. Now today's Heart Threads is all about being a hero. Watch how a school resource officer jumped in to help a young boy.
When this boy started choking, a school resource officer saved his life. Kevin Ramirez Villa Gomez started choking on a chicken nugget. His teacher got help from Deputy Tiffany Hill, who was nearby. Tiffany's police training kicked in as she gave him 3 abdominal thrusts. The chicken nugget was dislodged and Kevin was able to breathe again.
A hero is like someone saves a person. She's a hero because she saved my life.
That's my biggest thing, is just making sure they know that I am here for them. If they need anything, whether it's school related or at home, if they just need someone to talk to.
There you go.
It's amazing. We just did a story on a school resource officer, unfortunately, that didn't do what he was supposed to do. This woman did, and what a life saved, and what an amazing story.
A couple of fun facts. My mom performed the Heimlich maneuver on one of her friends when she was out to dinner with her maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. I don't know if I told you. She said she just was at dinner. She said, follow me to the bathroom, and went and said, I can't breathe. And my mom did the Heimlich maneuver, and our stage manager, David, did that for a baby when he was lifeguarding. So yes, you need to have these skills. It happens. These people are all around you.
There you go, David. You're a hero,
David,
my man.
you're a real hero, brother.
Let's get a shot of Big D.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo is speaking out about the toxic environment on set of the longest-running medical drama in history. So what did she say? Then, Father's Day may be 10 days away, but it's never too early to celebrate Dad. From a viral dad bod video to a heartwarming hug on the tennis court, we've got Pops covered. And hairstylers, ear pods, and air fryers. We've got a little something for everyone in today's DBL Deal Blast. Don't miss the savings. Still ahead.
Hi, DBL Nation, and welcome to the breaks. We got a great trending story going on.
Well, I would not call this a great story.
Yeah, well,
it's actually a pretty sad update to what is going on right now. If you've heard of the 3 Americans who died in the Dominican Republic at the same resort for some of the very same symptoms. Well, we have a Colorado couple now. We air here out of Denver, so this is what they're telling some national outlets right now, is that a year ago they were at the same resort and they got really, really sick too.
Oh, no.
One of them described it as a chainsaw going through her gut. They were very, very sick. They managed to get over here, talk to a doctor, and a doctor said they found what was an insecticide in their system. So a pesticide is what they detected in their system. Now, we don't know the exact causes yet. We can't correlate them quite yet, but they are speaking out saying that they also were very sick and would like things to be investigated there, because they believe what they're saying in these articles is that that same pesticide was used, or insecticide was used, on the plants at the resort. Now, I've been to the Dominican Republic. I stayed at a resort nearby, and it is lush and full of plants. So, best of
you
luck.
know what? I'm glad they're seeing something and saying something. Best of luck to them.
All right.
See you next break.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get to it, guys. I never know what they're doing over there. Actress Ellen Pompeo is shedding light on what she calls a toxic work environment on the set of Grey's Anatomy. She played Meredith Grey on the show since 2005. While the series is the longest-running medical drama in history, Ellen describes major culture issues in the first 10 years of the show. It's all in a new interview with Variety with fellow actress Taraji P. Henson. Let's watch.
Fantastic to the public in a disaster behind the scenes. Very bad behavior, really toxic work environment. I had my daughter season 6, and I think that's when things really started to change for me, because I had someone other than myself to think about. So I thought, oh my goodness, at 40 years old, where am I ever gonna get this kind of money? Right. And I need to take care of my kid, so I'm gonna stay.
Well, I don't know. I'll jump in first. That doesn't seem like such a toxic environment if you don't want to leave. If it's so toxic, then you should have left. I don't like that she made her money, her kids are set, she's set, and now she's looking back and saying it was a bad work environment.
Well, I don't know how many people can leave their job.
Right, I don't know.
I honestly don't, honestly, I mean, we have a great job now. She has a great job, but I would. Do you want to go back out on auditions?
No.
If you're a firefighter and your commander saying inappropriate things, like, what are you going to start over?
In a new brigade
12 years in the
right.
academy. I think a lot of people, especially when you get to be around our age. She said she was 40. Where am I going to get that kind of money again? Because she leaves Grey's Anatomy. She's now in line behind 23-year-old girls that are, she's an old face attached to an older show, and they might be looking for for the next big thing. So like when you do have something, you tend to hold on, whether it's that or whether it's a managerial position at, IBM.
That's a good point. And I don't know the level of toxicity she's talking about.
Well, I researched a little bit more about it, and she said that around season 6, McDreamy was leaving. That is Patrick Dempsey, and the show creators were saying and owners were saying, there's no way we can continue without this male lead. I'm not saying Shonda Rhimes. I'm saying some people. And she was saying it felt awful because she's Meredith Grey of Grey's Anatomy, and no one believed that she could carry the show, which she has successfully done for all these seasons.
Well, let's give her they're only season 21.
But I think when you get that from trickled down, no one believes in you, it can be a really hard place to work.
I just remember having conversations with my parents that were like, this person's disrespecting me. I don't feel like I'm being appreciated. And my dad would just look at me and be like,
what did Roosevelt say?
But they paying you? Did your check clear? And that's a very real thing. Like, it's the idea that you have to do what you have to do in order to provide for yourself, provide for your family. And that doesn't change just because there's another 0 or 2 on your paycheck. That just means that your overhead is even higher than it would have been had you not put yourself in this situation. So I think that what she's saying is actually something that we could all relate to, but it's also good that she's pulling the curtain back, because people always think that the grass is so much greener on somebody else's side, and it's like we all face the same problems, they just come in different ways.
That's a good point.
I like it. All right, guys, it's a topic of huge debate, the meaning of dreams. Some people think there's a lot behind them, while others say they're just random thoughts and images. But what about sex dreams? Huh?
Oh, God, never make
Picking
that
up
face.
what I'm throwing down?
Never make that face
An expert
again.
tells Cosmopolitan what she thinks they mean. If your sex dreams is about an ex, that doesn't mean you should get back together.
I like the face that guy's making.
What's he doing in that picture?
He got paid to take that picture. There was an audition for that. That's all I see every time I see an ad. I'm like, there was an audition and someone got paid. Anyways, we're not talking about that. Anyways, instead of... All right, let's just go to the next one. Go to the next one. It's your current relationship. Yeah, I like this. All right, if you're dreaming about being with a total stranger, get this. It means there's someone out there you're trying to get to know.
Okay.
All right. And what about dreaming about your boss? Huh?
Whoa.
Ooh, I don't know. What does that mean? The expert says that means there could be a power struggle there.
Okay.
All right. And if you have a sex dream about a coworker or your subordinate, that means you admire their qualities. Qualities.
Out of all of these, I have had a dream about a coworker. It was 12 years ago, so it wasn't none of y'all.
Eric, I was on TV too.
It wasn't none of y'all. But I do have to say, it was so disturbing to me because I had never even thought of that person.
That's weird.
Ever. And then all of a sudden you have a dream like that and you can't look the person in the eyes. It's like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Well, let me ask you this. After you had the dream, were you like, huh?
No. After I had the dream, I was like, well, because you also have to, I was also, you know what? I really thought it was cold feet. Because I was engaged at the time.
So you think your subconscious was like maybe some other people?
My subconscious was like everybody else. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I feel like are you into dreams? I feel like you are.
Very much so. They say that a lot of sex dreams have to do with flying or swimming. If you're a lot of times flying in your dreams, those are often related to sex. And if you're picturing different parts of your house, like opening doors, that's going into different parts of your brain. So you're trying to figure out a certain part that something isn't getting clear. So I've had dreams about Steve Guttenberg.
From Police Academy?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be telling this to somebody that you pay hourly?
Yep,
Dr.
But it's cheaper this way because they pay me, so it's so much better. Well, what about you?
I've had dreams that the only dream that I really is recurring is that I'm constantly being chased. I can't see who's behind me, but I know I need to keep moving forward. And it's always like every door I open, it's always like a different place in my life. Like I'll open the door and it's like my elementary school cafeteria, and then I'll run through there. That's cool. And I'll open the door and it's like the attic of my grandparents' house that they had in the early 80s. It's just a place I haven't been in years. So
I know what it means.
What does that mean?
Oh no, Al, we'll just have to have a conversation.
All right.
Do you think it means he's striving at he's always trying to get better and better, and he doesn't feel like he's good enough because someone's always chasing him?
I am so scared of the conversation I have to have with Erica. Because she's so honest and she just breaks you down.
I can't wait for that.
I break you down.
No. She breaks you down in a good way. It's a good thing.
Wait, now I know we have to move on, but now you have to break down mine. Because ever since I played football, we go on away trips. I'd have a dream the night before that I forgot my helmet or I forgot my jersey.
You didn't feel prepared.
And I was like, oh my God, I forgot it. And I'd be terrified. And then, like, even on the bus when I wasn't dreaming, I'm like, I think I forgot my helmet. And I have those dreams, like, to this day.
Oh my God, Jeff, you just cracked. I'm sorry, he broke up. A crazy dream that I've had maybe 5 or 6 times is I'm performing on like the Tonight Show, and I hear them calling my name, but I can't find the crack in the curtain to walk out. So I'm like going back with this giant curtain trying to go out there. That's weird that you brought that up. Erica, what do you think?
Maybe you could break us down in the break.
I won't break you down. I'll build
Tori's
you up.
trying. No one's paying any advice to Tori. This is what it means. Anyways, Erica, what does it mean?
I'm not a professional dream translator, but yeah.
All right. Well, this was very interesting. I didn't know it was going to go here, but all right, let's get this last story in. We've all heard of yoga, but what about face yoga? Huh? People are doing it because they want to reduce wrinkles. People we're going to try a couple poses, okay? The first one is called the Smile Smoother. All right. Okay, let's see how it's done.
Pull your top lip and bottom lip away from each other, hiding the teeth. Then go from the O shape to a smile shape and back again, and keep this repetition going.
Okay, let's look at the next one and do a combination of both. How about that?
Okay.
Let's try this next one. Here's how it's done, okay?
Look up towards the ceiling and flutter the upper eyelids as much as you can.
All right, Al, you're first. Let's see it. Don't forget about the first one with the mouth.
I can't do that good. Is that weird?
Yeah, what's that movie? Is it The Goonies where your face is gonna get stuck like that?
Yeah.
What movie is that?
Thanks for letting me branch out, guys.
Wow. Let's see you.
Okay, what camera am I in? 3, 2.
Don't forget the mouth thing. Oh my God.
Oh.
You kind of look like the guy from Game of Thrones who sees the future.
Bran?
Yeah.
I am the king.
Oh, we're out of time, Erica.
How did we fall for that, Tori?
Coming up on DBL, hairstyling made easy with this amazing beauty gadget. Don't miss the incredible price in our DBL Deal Blast. And we've got news all about dads. We'll tell you who's behind this viral ad campaign celebrating the dad bod next.
My other dream I have is I was Lady Macbeth in high school, and I'm like, you have to put on another performance and you have to have memorized it already. So I spent all my dream, like 8 hours, trying to come with Shakespearean lines of Lady Macbeth, like making them up right before I'm backstage. So what do these all mean? Because they're all like backstage.
I think when it's something that goes wrong and it's like at work, but it was your job. Like,
Yeah, right
part
before
of
you go on.
it was one of your jobs. So like when you think about like the little things that could go wrong, because you're trying to control all the big things, and generally if you think about it, like if something goes wrong, then it's something really tiny. It's something you didn't consider. So it's like there's no way for you to control every single aspect. You can only be in control of what you can be in control of. So I think that's a common.
That makes sense, though. Like you practice all. And another one, which I thought might be even too weird to say on the air, but I used to dream.
We'll say it here.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching. Do it.
I used to dream that like I would be performing on stage, but it would be like a showroom was almost like a movie theater where the chairs are bolted into the ground. And everybody would be facing the stage, and in the front row, my parents' chairs would be facing the other way.
Well,
Isn't that
that's
crazy?
clear. You're
Dude,
worried.
your dreams are like a weird
That was
movie.
I haven't had
He's
that
like
in
a
long
David
time.
Lynch movie.
You're running a lot in your dreams. And then every time you stop and look back at a memory that defines your life.
How do you?
You guys want to like go get some dinner later? Because this is awesome.
No, seriously,
Yeah,
think about
believe
that.
it.
Like
Yeah,
you're opening up doors
to your memories.
to see where you, whatever you're running from, whatever's chasing you, you're trying to find it.
Your dreams are like the movie Memento.
Oh, I love that movie.
That
Remember
movie's
this?
awesome.
Remember this?
You
Am I being
did?
chased? It was like an hour and a half about 17 seconds of play.
Yeah. Should I kill that guy?
Nope,
Or
he's trying to kill
should I
him.
shoot at that guy? No, he's shooting
trying to
at
shoot him.
That movie's great. That was
Guy
a long
Pearce,
time
remember
ago.
that?
If you haven't seen Memento, it's an old.
Was that
it's an
Richard
older movie.
Linklater?
But the guy, what he doesn't have, he has
Christopher Nolan.
He didn't have a memory.
Short-term memory?
Yeah, no short-term memory.
No short-term
He
memory.
tattooed the notes, remember, in his skin.
Yeah, that's the cover of it actually.
Yeah.
Like him without tattoos.
Oh.
You didn't like that? Why? You freaked.
My review of that movie is on my first radio air check.
Welcome back to DBL. Father's Day is more than a week away, but we're celebrating dads ahead of time with some DBL Dad News. That's right.
Yeah.
The dad bod is still here. All right, I don't know about this one. You know, it's when a man is slightly round. Am I painting a good picture for you ladies or men? Whatever you like. And a male grooming company wants to praise all shapes and sizes. Take a look. Again, I go back to someone auditioned for that, and that must have been a weird audition. Nobody's looking at that. Come on.
Of course people are looking at that.
What if there was a video of Magic Mike next to it? Where would you be looking?
I wouldn't be looking at, first of all, you have to understand, women are not as aesthetically driven as men are. So the idea of like going to like a pot body club and throwing singles at some guy with his shirt off isn't really a thing.
You painted a pretty detailed picture.
It's not a thing. And I'm wearing this red dress and no, but see, here's the reason why it doesn't bother me one way or the other. I think it's where your priorities are at that section of your life, because realistically, if you want to have a chiseled physique and be super toned, you can do that. It's a possibility for you to do it. It may be very difficult, but you could do it. So anybody could be transformed into the hot bod guy. And we see that all the time. People fluctuate. So what's wrong with a little bit of a pooch from time to time?
I don't mind a dad bod or an uncle. Somebody wrote in, I have an uncle bod. I don't know 100% what that means.
It means he's not a dad, but he's an uncle and still has the
body.
bod.
Okay, I think this is great and represents, it's not just women that need body positivity. I think it's great. I think it's a smart move. And you see, we have an epidemic, and it's nice to see yourself at least represented.
Don't forget that was an $1 Shave Club, and that looks like most of their customers.
That's it.
That's who's buying razors.
All right, let's move on. A video of a dad and his toddler having a full-on conversation is everywhere. You got to see this.
Did you understand it though? No. Okay. All right. Huh? Oh no, not this one. This is the grand finale of this. Yeah, that's the last one. That's what I was wondering. I don't know what they're gonna do next season because they did some stuff this time. Exactly what I was thinking.
I'm not even joking.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yesterday, I told you I like to celebrate. I just like to sit outside on my balcony. And Lawson came out, and we could see the pool from our balcony. He's like, right next to this pool. And he's like, Brooklyn, his friend. He's just like putting things together. I'm like, oh, I totally get it, buddy. There's my son. But we just had this conversation yesterday. Like, and then I'll say something like, oh, I think the cake's here. He's like, you can cake's here? He just repeats whatever like syllables you say. It's so cute.
I just saw Lawson for the surprise birthday in the green room, and he looks at me, and he points, and then he points at a picture of me in the green room, as if he's putting that I'm that same person. What a genius!
He's saying I'm going to take your spot on the panel.
Like,
did you like this?
Son, get out of here.
He's a smart kid, that Lawson. All right, guys. A hug can go a long way for French tennis star Nicolas Mahut. His son's sweet embrace left everyone in the stands fighting tears, including me. Nicolas lost his third round in the French Open, but watch what his son does.
Yeah.
Dude.
Imagine if he had won.
Oh. Give Al the burn button. We need it.
Jeff, I had to make a comment because I can't express emotion. So what you do is when you feel love, you bury it down with a terrible comment. So we have gone through 41 years.
We got to go after that. Coming up at DBL, a little something for everyone in our DBL Deal Blast, including this deluxe microfiber sheet set. Ooh, you're going to love the price if you love that. Coming up.
Hey DBL Nation, my name is Joel Laban and I'm a producer here at Daily Blast Live. And tonight I am fighting in a charity boxing match called Haymakers for Hope. If you're in the Denver area and want to check it out, it's at the Fillmore Auditorium at 7:30 tonight. You can buy tickets on Ticketmaster. It is an incredible event. There's 16 fights, so there's 32 fighters. We're all raising money and it's all going to go to fight cancer. This little guy is Bo McDonald, and he's my cousin's kid. did. Last summer about this time, Bo was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, which is a very scary diagnosis to get. He just got done with chemo. If that picture actually is the day that he rang the bell to finish up his chemo treatment, and hopefully all the scans have come back well so far. He had his chemo port taken out the other day and got the first swim of the summer, which made him really excited. I'm really excited for him too, and that's why I'm stepping in the ring. It's because he inspired me with his fight, so I'm going to fight back against cancer as well. If you'd like to support my fight, you can check it out at haymakersforhope.org. Search my last name, Laban, which is Labahn. And if you'd like to learn more about Bo McDonald, the amazing little guy, and his bright future, you check him out at on Facebook at #PrayForBo, and Bo it's short for Boaz, so it's Pray for BOAZ. Thank you guys, DBL Nation, love you, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Because we're going to save you some money. We've teamed up with morningsave.com to bring you the lowest prices on the hottest products. And here to help us out is my girl, Miss Denise Plant.
I have the best deals today. You're going to love it.
I'm loving it already. Now, you know, I love my natural hair, but if I wanted to change it up a little bit, and I could make it look like I got a weave, there are tools that will help me do that and loosen the curl. Now, we've got just the tool to get the job done safely. Isn't that right?
I was so excited to try this, and I really, really love it because it does it all. It's the Kaj Beauty Amplistyler 3-in-1 curling and styling iron. It helps you create volume, smooth, straight hair, bouncy curls, or even loose waves, all with one tool. One turn of the controls and high-quality, ultra-smooth ceramic-coated plates combined with Kaj Beauty's ThermaTrue technology. Now, with a simple twist to the left, you can actually straighten your hair by gliding it through the ceramic flat section of the plates. But you twist to the right and let the Amplistyler create bouncy curls with the traditional clip curling iron option. Now, for beach waves, you can just simply wrap your hair around the 1-inch ceramic barrel. So you do it all with this one barrel.
I love it. It's like your bi-curliest.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cost?
Wait, stop. Did she just create a new phrase, bi-curliest?
Yeah, bi-curliest.
Watch out,
you can be curly, you can be straight. We can do it all.
Erica just created that.
It sounds very expensive, though. How much are you going to charge us for this?
No, this is actually really affordable. Normally, it's as much as $70. Totally worth it. But today, for Deal Blast, $25, saving up to 64% off for you bi-curliest people.
Yeah, that's right. Diversify your style. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Now, I'm all about style and simplicity. So these Bluetooth headphones are right up my alley. Tell us about these, Denise.
The Ideation Truly Wireless Auto Pair Bluetooth earbuds with charging case, and it's available in 6 brilliant patterns. There's the sleek, thin charging case. It can be stored away comfortably in a pocket or a purse. It has a built-in rechargeable battery and built-in stereo sound with noise reduction. Integrated microphone for hands-free phone calls, too, so you can do it all with these.
I love that the case is the charger.
I know.
And it's so stylish. For all of these features, it sounds kind of expensive.
It is normally $100.
Yeah.
But today, for Deal Blast, $29, savings up to 71% off.
$29, that's less than $15 per ear. Get on that. Now, according to Healthlines, a good night's sleep is incredibly important for your health. I don't know about you, Denise, but a good set of sheets always does the trick for me.
Yes, Kathy Ireland knows what she's doing.
I love that woman.
It's the Kathy Ireland 4-piece chevron embossed sheet set. It's available in twin, in full, in queen, in king. And you can choose between aqua, ivory, gray, silver, taupe, even white. The velvety, smooth, and durable set includes 1 flat sheet, 1 fitted sheet, and 2 pillowcases. The twin set comes with 1 pillowcase. It's made of ultra plush microfiber, hypoallergenic, and antibacterial. It's ideal for sensitive skin and those with allergies.
Now, I was rubbing on these sheets earlier because
nice.
that's one of my favorite pastimes when I go shopping. They feel expensive, and you know how sheets feel generally tell you how much they are.
Normally as much as $79 to $109. And we are going to give it to you for $29, saving savings up to 73% off.
$29. They really do feel, they feel luxurious.
Rub away.
Get your luxury
Rub away.
on. Well, it's safer than a traditional fryer and makes cleanup a snap. Did I mention it also makes delicious fried food? I think I've gotten their attention, Denise. What's this about?
All right, drum roll, please. The Modern Home Essential 3.8 quart digital air fryer. It's available in black, red, and even teal. You can enjoy crispy, juicy meals of your choice with up to 80% less fat, calories, and grease.
I would have died for these as a kid because I always wanted to cook, and my father would be like, you need to get out of the kitchen. It's not safe for you. So give me a price that my father, Roosevelt, would not say no to.
Here's the difference between your father and my father. Get the heck out of the kitchen, Denise. All right, normally as high as $130, but now $59. Savings up to 55% off.
Roosevelt, this is coming to you. Head over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing products at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone. Thank you so much, Denise.
Of course. Always fun, girl. Always.
We'll be right back.
Ralph Fiennes, so happy to have you on. I watched your film, The White Crow, last night. Outstanding. Well done. You recently set the internet on fire when you revealed how Voldemort's wand works. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and even though the last movie came out 8 years ago, people are still fascinated with your character. And did I hear you originally turn down the role? Why?
I didn't say no. I just was on the fence about it for some time. I think I was trying to sort of say I don't think it's for me until my sister Martha, who has 3 children, and said to me, what are you thinking? You're asking you to play Voldemort? You're mad. You must play this part.
Thank goodness nobody could play Voldemort but you. Let's move on to your film, The White Crow. It is a beautiful movie about a complicated life. I read that you've spent the past 20 years trying to make this movie. Now that it's here, what are you hoping audiences take away as they leave that theater?
Well, I suppose I'm hoping they're moved by the very things that moved me about it, which was the story of a young boy from a very poor background in Central Soviet Russia who discovers inside themselves this fiery hunger, need to dance, and nothing can push them off that track. And I suppose that moves me, and his need to absorb all art forms and push himself into ballet and to push the form of ballet. Indeed, he felt competitive with the ballerinas. He felt that the women in ballet got all the best showy numbers, and I think he wanted to pull some back for the fella.
Before The White Crow, you swore, Rafe, that you would never star in a film you were directing again. So what changed your mind about this film?
To be honest, the finance was very, very difficult. And I was having a wonderful time inviting all these brilliant Russian actors to be part of it, who are some of them well known in Russia, but of course distributors and financiers look for who has some kind of international profile, which largely thanks to Harry Potter, I suppose I have.
Well, I think you're brilliant at it as well. Thank you so much for talking to us, Rafe. I strongly urge all of our viewers at home to watch his movie, The White Crow. It is fantastic. It is out in theaters April 26th. Thanks again, Rafe.
Thank you, Sam.
Welcome back to DBL. Tori, you have a special shout out.
I sure do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my parents' 48th anniversary.
Stop it, Jerry and Judy.
Yes. that's been through a lot, and at one point, after they got married, about 3 weeks, she got really sick, and he didn't know what to do, and a lot of people said, hey, he could have walked at that time, and he stayed, and he was known as the young lawyer who would carry his wife.
Oh,
Isn't that
that's
cute?
an amazing story. What did they do after they had you almost split up?
Yeah, they did. They had a rocky time.
No, that's an amazing story.
It's amazing,
and amazing people.
And they're still very strong. My mom's going through something right now, and they're just as strong as they were back then. And so it's something I grow up in.
And this is not a shot at anybody's parents, but they are our show parents. They've been like, I feel like officially our show parents.
Oh, the show parents, yeah.
From
they're
day
a good
one.
chaperone.
So, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And they love you guys. But happy anniversary and mazel tov.
Had two great daughters. Well done.
And we want to wish good luck to our producer, Joel.
Yeah, Joel!
He's fighting for charity tonight, Haymakers for Hope. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Happy anniversary!